stuff will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus. Just like me.
There we go.
Hey, welcome everybody to another episode of Access Vegas. So happy to have everybody here again. I didn't know when we were going to do this again. We've done 3 weeks in a row, which is new for us. We haven't done that in a while. Thank you to all the people who watched us last week with Andrew Wilson on here. It was a really interesting, spirited discussion in the comments. And all of you who checked out Andrew Wilson's interview with me that we posted on Tuesday, myself and Rollo, that went out really well. So thank you guys for doing that. Thank you to all the people. Man, we did a Halloween
show was crazy. I had 14 girls in here.
You should have taken that alien costume and you would have won at Tao if you had won that alien costume. That was incredible. Shout out to all the people. Harper, you won 2 costume competitions that week.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I bet it was.
That was a good time.
They paid you $1,000 each. That was pretty nice.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
All right, so that's what's going on. And then just real quick, for those of you who don't know, coming up in the future, we have the Teddy Ball coming up on November 29th. If you guys want to come with us, we're donating stuffed teddy bears to all the orphanages, hospitals in the San Diego area. If you guys want to come to that, it's the San Diego prom. Everyone dresses up like the prom. It's incredible, super fun. Babes in Toyland in Los Angeles, December 4th for the Midnight Mission. Babes in Toyland in Las Vegas, December 11th for Toys for Tots. So if you guys are interested, come into that as well. And somehow, and I wasn't asked, I promise you, nobody asked me. They just put me on the flyer. I am hosting the tryouts, the auditions at the Rhino on November 19th. No one asked me. They just literally put me on the flyer. And then Steve Fowler was like, oh, yeah. Oh, you're hosting this thing. I was like, oh, all right, whatever. I guess I'm hosting. Reggie over at the Rhino came up and talked to me about it. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no doubt it's going to be a blast. So if you guys want to come out and check that out as well, you can. And then one other thing I wanted to go over, I'm sure he sent this to you, James Sexton. James Sexton, for those of you, we talk about
the ad read. He gave me the ad read on Sunday.
We talk about prenups on the show all the time. And by the way, thank you, James. James shouted me out on Soft White Underbelly twice, and that was really, really kind of him. And then also shout out to CBS because they actually did a pretty flattering piece on me a couple months ago. He has a website right now. If you guys want to go to trustedprenup.com and you use this promo code Sartain, you get $50 off the prenup. Guys, I want to tell you, this is pretty important. Even if you don't want to get a prenup, you should at least have again, before you get married, you talk to a priest, you talk to a marriage counselor. Getting married is the most significant financial decision you're ever going to make in your life. Getting a prenup beforehand, if you want an expert, I don't think anybody is going to do better than James Sexton. He's a friend of ours, friend of the show. We love the guy. So if you guys want to go to trustedprenup.com and check out his deal, once again, guys, promo code Sartain if you guys want to use that, and get yourself, just check it out, man. I want to know more about this, so this is a really, really interesting thing.
He texted me in the middle of my show on Sunday. He's like, read this.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
I love him. He's so
he's great. So we're definitely going to have him on. He and I talk on a pretty regular basis. He called me to tell me that he talked about me on Jay Shetty and he talked about me on Soft White Underbelly. So hopefully you guys will stop gatekeeping and maybe have me on the show instead of talking about me. That'd be kind of great. You know what I'm saying?
Hello.
That'd be awesome. Yeah. Because I'm so offensive. Oh no. What if you have me on the show? All right, cool. Is there anything you got?
Yeah. Just don't forget new book, The Rational Male Reignite. Book 6 is out and available on Amazon. People keep asking me about when is Audible coming up. Audible's coming up December 10th is what my reader says. And by the way, my reader is the same guy who does the read for Aaron Clary.
Oh, nice.
So I'm working with Keith right now.
Okay.
And he's assured me it'll be up and ready to go by December 10th. So there's your answer. You can stop DMing me.
Incredible, guys. So you have the 6th.
And it is going very, I'm actually sort of, surprised by how well it's selling right now. It's helping a lot of guys out. So that's what I meant to do. It's meant to help you rebuild your life.
Most of you guys are just sitting around
making it practical,
watching naughty videos and playing video games all day. And this guy's wrote 6 books. You guys can't even get out of bed.
Yes.
Before noon.
In between sets.
Call my own foul here. Yeah, exactly. Awesome. All right, cool. So we got that going on. Is there anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. we have a very special announcement. So first of all, I'm gonna introduce all of our guests for today's show. She is the owner of Harps Cosmetics. She is she a lesbian princess or a Lebanese princess? I forget which one it is.
It depends. Ask me, and I was in first grade when I said that.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a little judgmental.
Yeah.
But like I think both apply, so it's fine.
So she's
I am Lebanese, but like, you know, I got both ways.
Lebanese and lesbian. She's from Nashville, Tennessee. Is Harper Raines, owner of Harps Cosmetics. Give her a big round of applause, guys. Welcome to the show. She's a bartender on the Strip. She is from the Bay Area. She likes to crip walk and ghost ride the whip. It is Claire. Shout out to Claire. That's right. Ghost ride the whip. All right. She is from Galt, California. She's a sobriety advocate and the host of Inside OnlyFans. It is CJ. Right here, CJ. Okay. And she is a licensed what family therapist? What did I say? What is the first part? Licensed family therapist, licensed marriage and family therapist. My voice thing didn't record this well.
Licensed.
That's
very important.
By the way, it's important that she's licensed, meaning like she's not like Sadia Kahn. She's actually licensed. Marriage and family therapist.
Real.
She's the host of the Pink Pill podcast. She's from Fresno, California. Welcome back, Jamie.
Appearance on Access.
So CJ was on our first ever episode, and Jamie was on our second ever episode.
We're the OGs.
Yes. She is a media bop. She is from Miami, and she is Tiffany Fox.
Hey, how are you?
TradCon Tiffany is what we need to call you.
Yes.
She is from Las Vegas. She is the host of the Modern Marriage podcast with Monica. Shout out to Monica. Let me say it. It's Almaguer. Monica Almaguer. Okay, beautiful. Welcome to the show, Monica. She's a photographer. She's from Las Vegas. She just moved here. Welcome, Casey. Casey, how you doing? And she is a certified nutrition coach. She's a mom, and she's a former Playboy model from Southern California. It is Summer. Eli, Summer, welcome. First time to the show. So great. So I'm going to tell you guys a story before we go on here. I got the thing that shows on your Facebook photos from like 10 years ago on this date. I got a photo 10 years ago on this date of me and Summer together. And I sent it to Summer and she's like, good times. I was like, what are you up to tonight? And she goes, I don't know. And I was like, come over to the show at 7:45. And I don't think we've seen each other in 10 years, maybe a little less than that. Probably more than that. Yeah. So my first YouTube videos, my second one I ever made, she was on it like 13 years ago. We made this really funny one. Do you remember we're sitting on the couch and we're like, I'll show it to you. I'll show you the video. It's hilarious. Awesome, man. So here's the thing, guys. Because Jamie's on here, and if you guys have watched Jamie Lynn's Pink Pill podcast on Instagram, you guys can check it out. You will see that Sadia Kahn is still coming after her. And you guys also see Sadia Kahn has recently been doing a podcast, circuit recently. She's been going to a lot of different places.
She laid low for a little while and she come back.
Yeah. Might I add, they are all paid.
They're paid.
Staged podcasts.
Okay, nice. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to show one of Jamie's videos real here, and then we're going to have a discussion just talking about this whole deal. Sadia's come after me. Sadia's come after Rollo. Sadia's come after Jamie. So we're going to talk about this real quick. You want to play it?
There you go. You want to you want me to just play it? Or do you
Yeah,
want
go
to
ahead
give
and play
okay,
it.
good.
Yeah,
So
we'll
going to
just
give
go
you an
into
intro
it,
here.
yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Having a toxic personal life doesn't make you a bad psychologist, but lying about your degrees does. Sadia recently did an interview with YouTubers Abba and Preach, and they asked her for certifications and proof of her degrees. Now, they did a deep dive on this, so please go over to their YouTube channel, but what they found is that her degrees appeared to be digitally manipulated. Now, throughout this interview, Sadia kept referring to something as a QTS number, and that's qualified teacher status. Now, I thought that this was very odd and unusual because if you have a license, why wouldn't you just provide that number? It seems like she's using this QTS number as a replacement for a license, and it's not. And for those of you that don't know, you might actually fall for that. As a licensed therapist, I can tell you that credentials matter and they exist to protect people. Without it, anybody can claim to heal trauma when in fact they might be the ones causing it.
There you go.
Yeah. So
there's your build-up.
Yeah. Drum roll, please. So let me give you guys a little bit of backstory. So I did this. So I think Sadia Kahn is exactly that. I think she is a con. And I think she's been a con for a very long time. And there are people like me that are calling her out. Now, There are certain like things that she says that are sensationalized that I think are very harmful. And I've been quiet for a while, but now I think that enough evidence has come out to where I can start kind of speaking about it. And it's not hearsay. There's actually evidence to back up some of these claims. So that's what I started doing. And Sadia saw it. And so she started attacking and smearing. And as she started to do those things to me, some of her victims started reaching out to me and sending me even more information. And then I started doing some reaction videos to that. I don't know if so that's kind of like the history. That's a little bit of the background. When you watch her, if you don't know anything about the profession, it's easy to get fooled and manipulated by it. And that's what's incredibly harmful to the public, because she's in a position where she's caring for people, right? But behind the scenes, she's telling people to off themselves. Yes. Yeah. And I have proof of that as well. Yeah, I know. And it's in one of my other things. She's telling people to go like you shouldn't be here, like
self-delete.
Yeah, self-delete, right? She's doing that. She's calling people names. She's called me names. I've got tons of stuff on that. And this is but publicly she's like, oh my God, these people are attacking me. And then and the way that she frames it, they're not attacking her because she's doing something wrong. That's her framework. They're attacking her because she's beautiful, or she's just too smart, right? Yeah. So, I mean, so one of the things that I do is I specialize in narcissism. And I couldn't help but notice that Miss Sadia Kahn had some narcissistic traits. Now, I'm not going for the record. I'm not diagnosing Sadia Kahn as a narcissist, but I'm going to be pointing out behavior that certainly mirrors those traits and tendencies. And I'm able to show that over a period of time, because narcissism is pervasive, meaning it doesn't happen on a one-off, meaning Sadia Kahn didn't just have a bad day. She's been intimidating, harassing, and bullying people for years.
Awesome. Do you want to show the second video?
Do the second one?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Exposed as the abusive, fraudulent bully that she is. A couple days ago, Sadia Kahn tagged me in one of her Instagram stories, having a toxic accusing me of being a mean girl and not a girl's girl because I've openly criticized her. What followed was a series of comments where she tried to attack, troll, and belittle me. In this video, I'm going to be attaching that thread and examining it, not to be messy, but to teach you about narcissistic traits, patterns of manipulation, and how power can be abused under the guise of credentials or charm. Right away, Sadia jumps into mockery. She's attacking my view count. She's saying that I'm irrelevant without her. This is a textbook example of narcissistic injury and deflection. When the narcissist feels exposed or threatened, they lash out to protect their ego instead of actually addressing the issue at hand. Sadia's first objective is to always personally attack people that criticize her. Now, this is a classic manipulation tactic that narcissists use, and it's meant to get you off topic. It's meant to redirect the conversation and to get me to defend myself. Now, Sadia has been skirting around this one for a long time, so I'm finally glad I was able to lock her down. She admits she is not licensed. Now, let me tell you why this is a big deal. Because she is falsely misrepresenting herself, which I'll attach in the other screen. Now, this is on Sadia's website and LinkedIn, where she's referring to herself as a psychotherapist and psychologist. Now, these are legal and protected terms, and you cannot use these terms in Dubai, UK, USA, unless you have a license. Now, what this does is it actually creates a false sense of authority. Even worse, she uses this false authority to belittle others. She frequently calls women Karens when they disagree or challenge her. She frequently refers to women as old and undesirable and single. These are all narcissistic traits of deflection, grandiosity, and a complete lack of accountability and empathy. Now, this claim is absolutely wild. So here you can see that Sadia is saying that anybody can call themselves a psychologist if you've studied psychology and you have studied it for an extended period of time. This is complete and utter BS. Look, mental health professions are regulated for a reason. We have to go through extensive training, school, background, testing in order to provide services to the public. And it should be regulated. It should be held to the highest ethical and legal standards. And when you play around with labels like that, you can escape accountability. I have so much more to cover, guys, with Sadia Kahn, but what you've seen here is not just unprofessionalism, it's a pattern. One that mirrors textbook narcissistic traits of grandiosity, gaslighting, deflection, mockery, the need for control, and the lack of accountability. First comes charm, then comes image management, but when she's questioned, it comes rage, projection, and the smear campaign.
Damn.
Yeah. So, I mean,
That was thorough.
Oh my God, you guys, like I have so much more. I have so much more. And it's funny because I was talking to Rolo and Michael on my way over here because Sadia Kahn was like DMing me on my way over here because she saw this video that I posted and she started spiraling. Now, this is what she does anytime somebody like criticizes or attacks her. She spirals. And what that does is it creates narcissistic injury. So her like ego has been damaged. So now she has to do something to kind of like build herself back up. And she's incredibly predictable. But if you go to my Pink Pill podcast Instagram, I have all of her text threads. I have emails that she sent people, messages in the comments that she sent people that are harmful. So don't take my word for it. Take Sadia Khan's word for it. And
Damn.
You said people reached out to you.
People did reach out to me. They sent me screenshots of her. Dr. Taylor Burrows, who I'm doing a live with tomorrow. You know Rolo.
Yeah, I got you guys together.
Yes, yeah, you did.
You
did introduce us.
You know, it's
That's
funny.
right.
It's like I
yeah.
knew you had a problem with Sadia, and I knew she did too. And I'm like, oh, I gotta get these two together.
Yes, I've had a chance to connect to her. We are doing a live tomorrow. So Dr. Taylor Burrows, so it was somebody that had actually reached out to her. And I don't know if we could even show the email. It might be the picture. It might be. It's on my Instagram, Rolo. If you can, I don't know if you can pull it up.
Did you send me those already? Or
I don't know if I sent you the email or that I received. But it is on. Let's see. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. I think you guys will be shocked if you see this.
I am curious why the licensing professionals would that regulate your profession have not stepped in.
Well, I'll tell you why, because she's doing something kind of tricky. So there is something that she's doing to kind of skirt around it. She's practicing in Dubai and she's practicing without a license, but what she's doing is she probably has a coaching contract or something like that, but she's misrepresenting herself as a psychotherapist, which is a license. You have to have a license. It's regulated, but coaching is not regulated. So what she's doing is she's going to the public saying that she's this, and then she's not actually credentialed for that. And then she's doing this misdirect saying, well, in her language, which I've broken down in some of my other clips, she says, I am fully qualified. Well, no, actually, you're not. If you don't have a license, you're not fully qualified to be a psychotherapist at all or a psychologist.
So she identifies as one.
And then, yes, she does. And then she says something like, I have training and experience. Well, that's great. That still doesn't make you qualified. So if you don't actually know the stipulations in this field of what it takes to do what she does, it's easy to mislead the public. And then she presents as if she is an authority figure. And she says things that are sensationalized, that if she speaks really quickly and she says it with confidence, but the person on the other end of that mic knows exactly the questions that person is going to ask. And it's premeditated and planned out. It's all manufactured and it's all about image. And it's just so funny. You can even see she's always got like the one angle that she has to use. And it's always the side profile thing. And it's all extremely calculated and meticulous. There is nothing about her that is authentic. And even today, as she was spamming my Instagram, DMing me, telling me that I was a hoe and
You're irrelevant without her.
I'm irrelevant. She called me a hoe. She said I can't get a man, all of these things, right?
Incredibly professional for a license.
Such a weird.
Right. Well, and here's the funny thing. I posted all of our text threads on my Instagram. She deleted all of them. But I saved them all. And here's something very, very interesting. And I told you this earlier. There were 2 accounts that started rebuttaling me in that video right when I posted it. And Sadia had seen it. And I was like, well, they have the same language as Sadia Kahn. And they're saying the exact same things. And they have the exact same argument. And I was like, that's really interesting. And you know what happened is, as I saw that same account went on another creator's account and was saying similar things that were critiquing her right underneath Sadia Kahn at the same time. And then when I went back into my Instagram today, because Sadia Kahn had deleted all of her text threads, those 2 accounts, those text threads were also deleted. But I keep receipts, guys. I got it all. So I'll be posting all that later as well.
Yeah.
So I think one of the things, so we've had discussions about narcissism before. And by the way, I want to go over this real quick for those of you who are interested. We talk a lot about, especially in the Men of Action program and on my podcast, people with cluster B personality disorders.
Right.
So narcissistic personality disorder, histrionic personality disorder, antisocial personality disorder, which is a psychopath, like, Ted Bundy, something like that. And then the last one's borderline personality disorder. For narcissism, part of it is grandiosity. In her mind, she doesn't think she's lying when she says she's not licensed because those rules don't apply to her. She, in her mind, is smart enough and special enough to where she should not be shackled by the necessity to follow through and get all those things. Again, I'm an amateur astronomer. Like I look at stars and stuff like that. I do not have a PhD in astronomy, and I don't claim to be a full-blown astronomer. She's claiming to be a psychologist without getting the proper education. It's almost like saying I'm a pilot without a PPL, right? And you can also see how dangerous it is for someone to be a pilot without a PPL, or for someone to be a surgeon without an MD, right? The next one is a need for external validation. You guys have seen this before. Also, the other thing, I don't think Jamie has to put waist cinching video things on her deal like Sadia did. Sadia has this thing where very clearly her waist was cinched, so you can there's a video filter where it can make your waist smaller and then
body out.
Catalyst.
Yes,
It was, yeah. Well, there was an influencer that saw that and called her out. Yes.
Yeah, shout out to John.
Sit-ups are the secret.
So Rolo, if you could pull, so I'm so sorry, but I feel like this is very, very important. I want you guys to all see this email that she had sent to somebody. And this is coming from a professional. Yeah, take a look at this. This is the one. Take a look at this, everybody. This is Sadia Kahn.
I gotta share a screen. Hang on. Very good. Okay.
Look at that smug look.
I made sure to choose a good photo of her.
Oh God.
Yeah, take a look at that. Okay, so this email, let me give you some reference. So this email was actually sent to Dr. Taylor Burrows from somebody. It was not sent to me personally, so I just want to clarify that. And then Dr. Taylor had sent that to me, and so I included it here.
So I know it might be small, some of you guys watching on your phone. You will kill yourself one day, hopefully soon. No normal human is this ugly and this obsessed with strangers. You will kill yourself for sure. Make sure you mention Sadia in your suicide note, just in case you think that she was like being she was being not figurative. You're having a breakdown. Please don't overdose. It may it will help you end your obsession, or will kill yourself for sure.
What do you guys think of that?
What a sick bitch!
First off, okay, are we sure that's from her? Are we sure? It just says
what
Sadia.
I'm not.
I don't know. Like, I wouldn't put it past her to say stuff like this.
Here's what I can say. So it was not sent to me personally. So that's why I say the narrative that went along with it. The language does sound like her. Yeah. And I think I would defer to Dr. Taylor Burrows for confirmation. Yeah. I can't give that just because it was not sent to me directly. So I will say that. There is a possibility that perhaps it's doctored. It's possible, right? Because I don't have that direct information. However, I think deductive reasoning would suggest follow the behavior pattern. She does this to anybody that challenges her, and the language is the same. She has told multiple people to off themselves, so that fits the narrative. That fits her pattern of behavior. If you challenge her, she attacks you. First, she'll do it publicly, and then when she gets called out for doing that, then she'll slide into your DMs or your email.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
it is crazy.
You would think she'd have better things to do with her
Let me show you what she sent me just today.
Pull those up, and then let me read these real quick.
I see something about a yeast infection.
Yeah, so she said she's commenting on one woman. She says, Karen with full face filter and yeast infection, telling me about myself. Girl, you need my videos to know why your man keeps cheating. The second one here, she writes, commented 5'1" porn addict, mad at women who expose their addictions and inability to get women
shocked. That was about Goobs.
Yeah. And then for the one with Goob is, boy, you know you're a porn addict and you have to pay for sex with both. Know this about you midget.
What? Okay, you look like you are into animal porn.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah. So I mean, this is like it's.
Let me interject for a minute here. You can see the similarities in the language.
Yep,
you can see the similarities in the topic. So it's not off for me to reasonably conclude that it's probably her. I can't conclusively say that.
Oh no, that's her.
Okay.
No, that part is on Instagram. That's 100%.
Well, I know that's my. I know that's her.
Yeah.
That's my clip. And
Yeah.
that's her. But like, I'm talking about the email, right? That wasn't directly sent to that. Now there's more, guys. Keep scrolling. There's more. There's so much more. So this was actually sent to me directly from Michelle, who has had multiple encounters with Sadia. In fact, she just sent me some more just a little bit ago, which I haven't, publicized yet. But yeah, I mean, you can see how she's, I mean, this is Sadia Kahn, just yesterday tagged me in her video criticizing me for not being a girl's girl. Does this look like a girl's girl to you?
Oh, absolutely.
Just an hour ago, she posted on her story, tagged me in, and I have screenshots of it saying that I'm envious and jealous of her and that I have attacked her and that she would never attack anybody. And within the same breath, she DMs me this video and then starts to call me a whore and I'm no good and nobody will, I mean, we can pull the DMs up. You can see it for yourself.
I got Taylor Burris just kind of commented here. She said, it wasn't me. It was to a follower of mine who sent it to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
and
she
then
got that.
she said, also, yes, a follower of mine from social media from over 2 years ago when I exposed her.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So a couple things.
Hi, Taylor.
Yes, for sure. A couple things I want to go over here. Going back to what we said before about the tenets of narcissism, right? If she had, guys, realistically, like think of Shira 7. Shira 7's massively popular. She doesn't claim to be a psychologist. Like she could probably sell shit on TikTok Shop and make millions of dollars. Sadia Kahn could have just been some cute chick from Dubai with a really, a unique British accent, just saying, "Hey, ladies, do this instead of this," and she would have gone mega popular without going off and saying that she was a psychologist. But she needed that. She needed that external piece of validation.
She needed the superiority
for sure.
She needed the grandiosity that appealed to her narcissistic tendencies.
Which is the next part, entitlement. So I want you guys to actually look this up. All of you do this individually. What are the tenets of narcissism? Entitlement, that she believes she deserves special treatment. Not going to school and calling yourself a psychologist is called special treatment. You don't have to get in line with everyone else because you're special and different. The next one is exploitativeness. Use people for their tools, status, resources, sex, or emotional regulation. The other one is low or conditional empathy. The big one that you'll find with all the cluster B personality disorders is the low empathy. So for narcissism, sociopathy, and with the borderline, you're going to find that people just don't have empathy for other people. We're actually going to do a video. We're going to show a video with Owen Cook here where these women come on there and they're Owen's like, "Hey, men are having a hard time getting jobs right now." And the women are like, "We don't fucking care." And it's like, it's just so clear that social media has taken their empathy away. You also see this. Empathy is a very high functioning thing that happens in the human brain. A lot of other animals can't feel empathy. And so when you see people get addicted to cocaine or getting excessively abuse alcohol, one of the first things that goes is their ability to empathize with other people. I remember a girl years ago, she was asking me to find her blow at Omnia. And I was like, "I don't do drugs. I don't do anything like that." She looks at her friend and like, "Where did you find this fucking commoner? Or where did you find," you guys like, "Where did you find this brokey?" Or some shit like that. And I was like, wow, that's crazy that she felt that way.
I'm right here.
And she called,
I can hear you.
But she called me, she messaged me the next day and said, "I'm sorry for saying that, but that's what happens. The empathy goes away." I've had 2 business partners get addicted to cocaine and then they all of a sudden they start doing things that are in grandiose nature. The next one is fragile self-esteem beneath the surface. So obviously we can see that. That's pretty clear. Ideation, devaluation, discard cycle. So this is also from borderline personality disorder. So someone's incredible, great, terrific. I heard Sadia talking about our good friend James Sexton. He's my favorite person in New York. And then next thing, everyone else is a horrible, horrible person. And then self-esteem, self-enhancement through association. So she's doing that. And that's one of that's really why Rolo and I got involved with this. I am a fan of Chris Williamson. I'm disappointed that Chris Williamson thought that it was a better idea to have Sadia Kahn and Bonnie Blue on his show before he had Rollo Tomasi. I think that really does say a lot about the society in general. Is it because they have more clout? Because it's not because what they have to say is more relevant. It clearly isn't. So that becomes problematic to me. And I'm saying that as a fan of his. Same thing with Soft White Underbelly. Same thing with all these other places. Jay Shetty. I believe she was on Diary of a CEO. All those places are willing to go with someone who fits their narrative rather than someone who tells the truth. And then the next one is a lack of responsibility. This is a huge one that goes with a lack of empathy, a lack of responsibility. Martha Stout has a terrific book. Recommend to all you guys. It's called Conquering the Sociopath Next Door. One of the things she talks about in the book is that you can't tell if someone's a sociopath. You're not a doctor. But if you can find some reason why somebody didn't take accountability 3 times in your life, maybe it's 2, that's somebody you don't need in your life. So somebody, it's clearly their fault and they won't take accountability for it 2 or 3 times in their life. That's somebody that you need to eject for your life. Emotional insecurity, black and white thinking, envy and competitiveness, emotional vampirism. Image is greater than reality, fear of intimacy. And then there's one other, which is a lack of impulse control. And you know where you can see a lack of impulse control? I'll suck his dick on your birthday and your wedding day. That's a lack of impulse control. To say that, it's also a lack of impulse control for her to be in a relationship, having sex with an engaged
compulsively emailing
people
people you don't like.
Compulsively,
or
like even
texting.
just like it's called narcissistic injury, right? And so what she does is the ego is bruised. So you have to protect that. You like, oh my God, something challenged me. Now remember, she's superior. So if something challenges you, you have to domineer that. You have to own that. You have to master that. The thing is that narcissists lack self-awareness. They don't realize how ridiculous they look because their sense of superiority and grandiosity blocks that. So she's over here feeling like she's winning and she doesn't know that the world is watching her crash out.
Right. One of the things I'll give you my armchair diagnosis with my BA in psychology. One of the things I have noticed, especially coming into sort of the influencer realm or in the social media age, is there tends to be a lot of people believe their own bullshit and they become pathological. Pathological personalities are drawn to social media, drawn to this kind of stuff because they can build up this narrative in this world. What's a pathological liar? It's a guy who believes in his own bullshit, right? And the worst thing you can tell a pathological personality is the word no. Because if you say, no, you're full of shit. No, I disagree with you. No, whatever. That conflicts with the entire world that they have created for themselves because they're so hung up on people in just aggrandizing them and legitimizing them. So when I see Sadia Kahn on Soft White Underbelly sitting next to Dr. Orion Taraban and casually dancing around.
Orion hit me up afterwards. She goes, yo, this Sadia shit is crazy. Orion hit me up afterwards. He's like, you seeing this shit? It's great. Because, by the way, Orion Taraban did not co-sign on that. And Orion Taraban did not ask for Sadia Kahn to be on that episode with. I just want to make that
I was going to say, but that legitimized her as being on the same level
with a doctor
as a guy who actually has a doctorate in psychology, right? And so once she gets to that point, now she believes in her own bullshit that, hey, I was able to get on here, so I must be. Whether it is or it isn't, it's just this dissociation from reality. But the pathological mindset is building this world, building this narrative that you live in. And if somebody says no, if Goobs comes and says you're full of shit, or you come on and say you're not a real psychologist, you're disagreeing with this whole world narrative that she's put herself into, and she can't exist unless she tears you down or she tears down somebody. And that's why you get that really extremely hostile reaction.
She's volatile. Now, not all narcissists are like her. She's low grade, in my opinion. She's super reactive. She's not sophisticated. So
she can't hide it.
She's so fucking easy to read, man. And that would be insulting to her, right? But she is. There's more sophisticated forms of narcissism. Sadia Kahn does not embody that at all. She's very reactive. All you have to do is
she's not even good at being a narcissist. What you're saying? She's even failed at that.
She's low grade, man. That's for sure.
That's pretty wild. Cool. Was there anything else you wanted to show?
Well, I got, if you guys want, we can kind of talk about her DMs as well. I sent you a little screen thing of that. So I posted the video that you guys just saw just before I came over here. Sadia Kahn saw it right away. She tagged me in a story first. And you'll see that in the DMs. And we had a little bit of a DM exchange. Now she's doing everything with me privately now. She switched to a private platform, but
do you have the DM?
I mean, again,
probably watching the chat, right?
Probably, sure, but Sadia, you got to get smarter, babe. What you're just literally digging your own grave, boo. So I'll wait till we kind of pull it up, but she saw the video and we were just talking about reactivity. This is a good example of narcissistic injury and how she has to do immediate repair.
Are these comments or is this DMs?
These are DMs.
Okay.
So, and that she just sent me like just not even 30 minutes ago.
Let me read it real quick. Can you pull it over this way? Because I can't see.
Wait, that's not it.
Yeah,
no.
I think those are comments,
it's
man.
It's going to be the video that I sent you in the text exchange. So it's going to be, I'll resend it to you now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's this is a really interesting subject. So for those of you guys who don't see, like, the irony of what's going on here, like, from her standpoint, she isn't lying. I just want, like, I want to explain to you guys, if you put a polygraph on Sadia Kahn and say, are you a licensed therapist? It would come back that she's not lying, because that's what happens with narcissism. It's not that she's nefarious. She truly has this grandiose belief about herself and a level of entitlement to where it's like I'm special. I'm godlike. The idea that I need to go to school for things that are obvious to me because of my innate genius and specialness. I don't have to wait in line like everyone else. And so that's what you're seeing in these situations. And so from her standpoint, she's totally unaware. It's like a fish explaining to a fish what water is. She may be even listening to me talking right now and be completely unaware of the fact that she has no impulse control and that she is a narcissist, and that anyone who looks into her at any depth whatsoever sees this.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Let's pull this up.
So this is just on my way over here. So pull it up kind of at the very beginning, because I think this is important. So if you can scroll up, yeah. So, and just scroll down. Some of those DMs are from yesterday. So this is what she tagged me in just on my way over here. And if you can read this, it's actually really interesting. I will read it for you guys because I have a screenshot here. So she tags me in this. She says, the reason I never discuss women who grow their accounts by attacking me, it's simple. Number one, I already have the clout, and she makes it a different color word. That's important. They crave I did it without attacking. She's got a lot of spelling errors when she talks, but okay. Attacking, again, different color word. Okay. Anyone. So she's saying that she did it without attacking anybody. Now, I've already shown you guys how Sadia doesn't attack people, right? We clearly know that she does. But this appeals to the narcissistic traits of she's unaware of what she is. Yep. She has no idea, and she actually thinks that she's the victim, right? It's the classic Darvo. And then she goes, I have never weaponized my followers to tear anybody down.
Well, she doesn't have to. She has fake accounts that do that.
Exactly. She doesn't have to. What she does is she creates fake accounts, and then she has those accounts attack you.
Yeah, it's like Kevin Durant shit.
I mean, and so that was what her thing was. And then you can see our text exchange from here. I can kind of read it if you guys want to. Let's see. So after she does that, then she proceeds to spiral. Okay, because narcissistic injury. So I responded and I said, it's the attacking me. It's the attacking part that got me rolling. And then I did a cry face. And then Sadia Kahn responds and she says, do you see me posting about women and pinning them to my views? She's really mad that I pinned her comments. She's mentioned that like multiple times. So many spelling errors. I don't need you. I defend myself against hoes like you. I want to point you to her story earlier that she tagged me in about how she's not attacking anybody. And then in the same breath, she proceeds to call me a hoe.
I wonder why you're not a girly girl.
I guess I'm just not a girl's girl, guy. I guess Sadia and I have very different opinions. Thank God of what a girl's girl is. And then I sent her my video. And then she said, you need me, sis. You don't have views without me, blah, 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 blah. And then I just kind of said something like, I really sincerely hope that you're okay. And I did mean that. I sincerely I don't think that she's okay. And I sincerely did mean that. And then she said, I love being relevant. While your face makes people scroll, mine makes people engage. So again, you see the sense of superiority, grandiosity. I am just so beautiful. Everybody likes me because of how I look. Like, look at me. Like, you're successful because of me. Those are highly performative narcissistic traits, right? It's not because of anything that I'm saying that anybody could like me. It's just because she's just so beautiful.
So this
she's
is
just incredibly.
Yeah.
This happens sometimes with some of the people that I debate, because they have bigger followings than me. Then they think that makes them right and me wrong. So there's a difference between what's called popularity and influence. And I like to use this example of Brittany Renner and Alex Hormozy. Brittany Renner is a woman who wrote a book on how to trick men into getting women pregnant, athletes to get them pregnant so that they could get the bag, right? Alex Hormozi is one of the greatest sales trainers and marketers in the entire world. Both of them are about the same level of followers on social media. Alex Hormozi can get thousands of people to pay thousands of dollars to come see him talk in person. Brittany Renner is a hoe that people laugh at, but they're both popular. That's the difference.
She turned Muslim and then she converted back, right?
Right.
Yeah.
With the Brittany Renner thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Half an hour later.
Brittany Renner's also borderline personality disorder.
That's
nuts. She is
Yes.
Did she turn back to Muslim? I mean, back to not being Muslim once she realized that women don't have rights in Sharia law?
No,
Yeah.
she
was
converted.
It was cosplay.
She converted because she married somebody of that faith, and then I think their relationship ended pretty shortly.
Yeah, 90 days after Kevin Gates. I got
He was
two
still married.
phones. One for the
He wasn't. Did
Huh?
you jump over a broom or
Yeah.
something? It couldn't have been
That
real.
makes sense why it didn't last. He was Muslim. And
It didn't make
So,
it
can
didn't
we
make it
pull
it
this
didn't make
back
sense.
She's a hoe.
It made sense why it didn't last because you had two unstable people.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
that too.
yeah,
Can we pull that back up really quick? Because there's one more thing I want to show.
Okay.
There's one more
you see
thing I
where it
want to
is?
show.
On which one? The one I just had?
Yeah.
Do we
Sorry.
think there's like
Okay.
substance abuse with any of this? Like how
Drinking.
sporadic these messages are and
So
everything?
Harper, that's exactly what I thought when I saw this. This is how you act when you're drinking. Like I
No.
feel like you don't
I
think
know.
so.
Funny.
I
Clearly.
understand why it would appear that way, but no, this is narcissistic injury. Rolla and I there might be some comorbidity or some co-occurring disorders with something like this. And I could see her using a substance. I could see that possibly happening, but this specifically is narcissistic injury. This is reactivity. It came, she's watching me, right? This came immediately. That's not substance abuse. That's no impulse control. And she does, there's the pattern of that. You wouldn't see a pattern with substance abuse. So this would be, she could have a co-occurring disorder, but I'm not going to be diagnosing her with that.
Mhm.
This very clearly looks like narcissistic injury to me, impulsiveness, something to repair her damaged ego. The last thing that I want to point out on this text, because it went back and forth for a little bit, is she loves to call people Karens. So she called me a Karen, and then she said, you're playing the victim. I'll send you my autograph and blah, 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 blah. Now, this is something that she uses often when she responds to people.
Yeah, she did it to me. She goes, you know my content better than I do. And I was like, yo, I actually was nice to you and you insult me one more time. That's crazy, bro.
Sadia Kahn right now is going on a smear campaign. Okay. She is trying to protect her image because she has been exposed, and she is smearing people that challenge her. And one of her angles, and it's really important for people to pay attention to this, is she's weaponizing empathy. She's trying to gain the sympathy and public appeal of other people. And she is playing the victim. She went on a show I don't know. I saw a clip yesterday where, somebody's like, well, how are you kind of doing with all of this? And how are you how do you reestablish your credibility? And she gives the excuse. She victimizes herself, which is very important. She makes herself the victim. It's not her attacking people. She's like, well, if I were 20 years older and overweight, I don't think people would be taking it this way. That's literally what she says, or it was a similar version of that. Can you see the arrogance and just the lack of insight and awareness? So I will be doing tons more content on Sadia Kahn because she just keeps feeding it to me. But I just think that there is kind of a call to action for people that are around her. She has a huge public platform. She charges, I think, around $8,000 or something like that for a session.
We're gonna pull that one up.
Okay.
Wow.
She went on somebody's podcast recently, and you're saying that she's paying to go on these podcasts, right?
I am speculating. I don't know this for a fact, but I almost thought about doing a video on this because I think it's ridiculous. I always see these podcasters and it's always them with a freaking mic and somebody that you don't know. And they're like, no. And it's just and it's so rehearsed and it's so staged and it's not authentic and it's just fake. It reads so fake to me. It's like nobody can really stand on their own anymore.
Can you pull up that video? Yeah, here we go.
She's still married, right?
Who knows?
Sadia Kahn? Mm-hmm. I have no idea. I don't
think she's married because that requires a license.
Does she?
Got it.
That was good dad joke, man.
I'm a Karen for sure
dang,
now.
Michael.
All right, so let's unmute this
it.
and then play this if you can.
Attack you about your appearance and they can't attack you about your chastity. They'll go straight for your credibility. What they've tried to do is attack me on all fronts, and successfully. I'm not going to lie, they've done it very well.
They've done it very well. Thanks for that.
The problem is people aren't actually invested in the truth. They're invested in you breaking down the person that they envy or hate the most. Even if I was to give my side of the story, the problem I'm going to face is the people that have hatred and jealousy towards you don't care about the truth.
In Cove, what are you going to do about it? I'll suck your dick if you have an attitude. And I can do it today if I want to.
Go on.
And I can do it on your wedding day and your birthday.
Okay, well, we'll see.
After.
Okay.
I've been in situations where he's been with you in a social setting. He'll call me after.
What do you say to those who now question your credibility?
I think what happens is if I said the exact same things, maybe I was 20 years older or maybe I was a bit overweight, whatever it is, I think it would resonate a lot better with people.
Yeah. So the problem, you can end it. It started over.
I think they would just accept that this is a form of wisdom.
It's not that she provably doesn't have. It's not that she provably doesn't have a license. It's that she's too pretty and not overweight. By the way, she like Goob actually called. I didn't call her overweight. Goob, he said that she was pretty overweight.
What?
Yeah.
What interview was this?
So there was another one.
Just came out.
Yeah.
Like I saw the clip yesterday.
Yeah, so the thing is like
she's doing like damage control.
Like it's just madness. And the thing for me, I actually learned this from Justin Waller of all people. He told me this, and I absolutely agree. And I really wish I did this more. When people insult Justin, he goes, "Hey man," you message him like, "Hey man, sounds like you're having a hard time. I truly hope everything works out for you. I hope that you get it, whatever you need. Is there anything I can do to help you?" He says it to people who insult him. He writes messages, and he says he's gotten clients just from doing that. Because what happens is a lot of these people who will call and insult me or Rollo or Jamie, they just wanted to be heard because they feel insignificant. In her case, she feels significant, but the problem is like I said before, she doesn't want to wait in line in the grocery store like everyone else to pay for her groceries. She doesn't believe that those rules apply to her. So being wrong or being accountable is another rule that does not apply to her, which is a tenet of narcissistic personality disorder. And so again, I can't diagnose her either, but what I'm saying is she's doing a lot of narcissistic-ish things over and over again, and then consistently attacking people, and then somehow acting. It's very similar to like when Putin invaded Ukraine and was surprised that all these people on social media turned against him. He was like super confused. It's because he doesn't recognize that like his propaganda doesn't overcome the fact that other people can communicate on social media. The fact that you can screenshot these text messages and show irrevocable, irrefutable, immutable proof that what she's doing, that's not real to her. That doesn't make any sense. It's like, no, but I'm right. So it doesn't matter. So the fact that you can screenshot things, and by the way, let me just say this one more time, all the MOA guys who are watching. Stop snitching on yourself. Remember when I said that? Remember we talked about this with Sadia Kahn, with Andrew Tate, with fucking Jonah Hill, with just any of these sensitive conversations you need to have them over FaceTime audio or FaceTime where you can't record it on the phone. Have the conversations in person. Stop texting a girl, "I can't believe you did this. I should hold you accountable, you 304. Stop texting the guy, "You narcissist, you did this." Stop doing that over text. It stays forever. It's an artifact forever and it will only be used against you. It's never going to be used in your favor. If Sadia Kahn wrote nice messages to people right now, nobody's going to use that to defend her. So that's what I'm saying, guys. Stop snitching on yourself. And so the thing is, now the level of narcissism is so great that she believes that she can write you on a platform in a medium where you can easily screenshot and use it as proof against her, and she still does it anyway. You understand how crazy that is? That's like murdering someone in broad daylight and being like, "I didn't do it." You know what I'm saying? That's the level of narcissism that we have going on here.
And it really speaks to her low self-esteem.
Yeah,
sure.
It really speaks to like a damaged individual she really truly is, where she has to go, where she spirals, right? And just so publicly spirals and just has no self-control.
I think that's where a lot of the misspelling is coming from too. Like
absolutely.
Her emotional,
like,
yeah, it's just like she can't get it out fast enough. Yeah. She's got to do the different colors.
So Dr. Taylor says we're doing an IG live tomorrow to discuss Sadia's claims and behavior. Sadia charges $10,000 to $50,000 to be on someone's podcast.
I need to up my rates.
Jeez, I'm in the wrong business.
How did she How
I
did
only
she get
I only
this
charge
far?
you the brisket plate at Roll and Smoke to be on your podcast.
I don't know. I honestly don't know how she got this far and how so many people bought her bullshit. I remember when, Jamie Villamore from Sticky Paws. So she was asking me about Sadia Kahn when we were filming at the studio.
Yeah.
And she's like, do you think I should have her on? And I was like, I don't know. Something about her is just so off and da-da-da-da-da. And lo and behold, I tell you girls, like, go with your gut, man. You know when something's off.
Or just look at her license. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Well, look, that was
the first thing.
This was coming at a time where everybody was singing her praises and everybody was having her on and everybody was like glorifying her.
So this is where my opinion is just a little different. I never took her seriously to begin with as an academician. And it's not because she had degrees or didn't have degrees. It's because I listened to people like William Costello. You listen to what's the guy's name, the Asian dude who talks all the time. You quote Rob Henderson. You listen to Rob Henderson. I listen to David Buss. I listen to Steven Pinker. I listen to people who consistently provide academic data, even if they misinterpret it. That's what a scientist looks like to me. That's what a doctor looks like to me. That's what a psychologist looks like to me. He looks like Gad Saad. He does not look like Sadia Kahn, where Sadia Kahn provides no data to support anything, because how could she? She doesn't have access to the data. You actually have to be an academician to get access to some of these abstracts. So she doesn't even have that. And so because of that, that's the reason why I just always just saw her as an entertainer. That was it. I never saw her as really
the thing, and we discussed this, and we'll move on after this, but the thing we were discussing later is that she has this army of followers who she can do no wrong. And by the way, she's not the only one. There's a lot of, like, if you look at guys like characters like Destiny or whatever, the guy can go and like murder a nun on the White House lawn, and people go, well, it's because he was stressed and he didn't have his
because Republicans did it first.
He didn't have his Vyvanse or something like that, and so it's your fault actually that he had to go and do that, right? So
too much
Vyvanse. So the problem is that what these people do is they create little micro cults. And so it doesn't matter. You're either on Team Sadia or you're on Team Team CGA or Team Andrew Wilson or Team Mike Sartain or Team whoever, and it's like my team, ride or die kind of thing. And so what happens is when they get into that position, what happens is you see these women or see these people, and they'll lay low for a while, about 2 months. Nobody cares. Nobody remembers. Then they come back, and then they start setting up shop once again.
I need to start doing that. When Andrew Wilson was talking about, hey, I want the Crucible crew to do whatever this, I don't get that at all. Like whenever people attack me in the YouTube comments, no one's defending me because my clients are too busy getting laid and making money. To YouTube comment shit. They don't comment anything. That's the reason why, dude. I sit at a table sometimes with guys, everyone at the table is worth more than 100 million. And I ask them, hey guys, when was the last time you left a negative YouTube comment about someone? And they're like, how do I even fucking do that? I don't know how to leave a negative YouTube comment.
What's a YouTube?
Just understand, like the two things coincide. The negative, by the way, we're talking about something different. Those of you who've commented before about the video or the audio in our studio, that's not what I'm talking about. That's honest criticism. What I'm talking about is the people who sit there and want to say criticisms for me, even if there's a grain of truth in it, there rarely is. If there was a grain of truth in it, you're not being held back because society doesn't like you. You're not being held back because you're short, brown, or from a small town. You're literally, your victim mentality that caused you to leave a comment for me is literally the shackles that are holding you down from success, which is why my clients don't leave YouTube comments, because they're too busy getting laid and making money. That's what happens. And that's the thing that you guys should be doing as well.
Let's say Owen Cook.
Yeah, Owen Cook. All right, guys. So speaking of narcissism, we're gonna watch this video, and then I have a backstory for it after this.
All right, here we go.
Age 46. Are you single? I am. So where do you think most men go wrong when it comes on to dating women? I would say if you have a mindset where, yo, what up? You want to be in the video with our boy?
What are we talking about?
Well, he was talking about dating and challenges with dating. You guys have any challenges with dating? Okay.
So my challenge is that nobody wants to be in a serious relationship and everybody just wants to fuck. Another challenge is they do not want to provide.
Okay.
They want to be the woman.
Okay, can I speak on that?
Okay.
Can I have a moment?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to piss them off, though. You're going to get mad, okay?
Okay.
Is that okay?
Is the rage free?
It is.
Okay, it's okay.
Is it okay?
Go ahead.
Okay, for you, my feedback is this. 99% of men on the earth would probably wife you up. So you're only picking the one dude out of like 1,000 because he's the best guy. So it's not really a guy problem. It's just that you like only the best. best. Am I right? You want only that best guy's got all the options. So I promise you, now I can bring guy after guy after guy here, and they'll commit to you in 2 seconds. You'll have a husband by 5 minutes from now. You're an amazing woman to have a husband in 5 minutes. But it wouldn't be the one you want because you're the one you can have. In your case, you gotta remember this, right? So feminism is a good thing, right? It's a good thing, right? So who got 65% of college graduations this year? Women, right? Isn't that awesome? It's a good change. Who got 65% of mortgages this year? Women. That's great, right? They're advancing.
But that doesn't matter.
Of course it doesn't. No. But one moment. I'm saying it's great. But the point is that now dudes are broke. So the problem is we're at an impasse.
I don't care that men are broke.
I know.
You should provide for your woman.
I know you don't care that about men. But what I'm saying is that you also only want the best. And so as a result of that, that's why you guys are stuck.
But it's not just the best. It's just being taken care of.
But if women have 65% of the jobs, then how are they going to take care of you?
Most women have dads who take care of them. Why would they date a man who doesn't take care of them?
You're right. But the challenge is that we have to bridge the gap. Because if a girl's going to have 65% of the jobs, we got to bridge the gap. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not following.
So if you're a guy and 35% of jobs only go to men, what you gonna do to pay for that girl? It's tough, but you want the best. I understand that.
He just has to work harder.
Yeah, work harder, you little bitch.
He's not working
harder, okay? I don't care about you. You fucking work, okay? And
he's not working hard enough.
Yeah. Forget about stats, math.
My dad came from nothing. You're not working hard enough.
Because of what era he came from.
Okay.
I love how he goes Wes Watson at the end.
Yes. So I want to bring up a couple things. Owen is one of my best friends, and I saw that video, and that is one of the clearest signs of like how I don't know if that girl is a narcissist. What I do know is I believe social media is turning a lot of women, and by the way, a lot of men too, into narcissists. In this case, she literally says, hey, these men have no money, they're broke, and it's harder for men to find a job. It is harder for men to find a job now. 65%, 68% of college graduates are now female. When that happens, what happens is you should expect the earning potential for men to decrease and the earning potential for women to increase. That's totally fine. I know some people have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with it. What I have a problem with is that when I explain how much more difficult it's going to be for women to then find a man who makes more money than her, it's a simple function of economics. There's no opinion involved. It's totally a dispassionate conversation. The response I get, not just from her, I've seen this several times, is your dick is not my problem. I don't care. Make more money. Take care of me. That's Sadia Kahn. That's a lack of impulse control. That is grandiosity.
Wait, what?
That's what I'm saying is like how we were explaining the narcissism. This is narcissism that has been created. Those two women offered or threatened to sue Owen after that video came out. They threatened to sue him and
sue him for what?
And sue because they're like, you shouldn't. Instead, now here's the thing: have they come?
They consented on camera.
Correct. Yeah.
Though.
So the way the federal law is written is if you see the camera on screen, that provides consent, that initiates consent. But the issue is if they had come to Owen and said something to the effect of, hey, listen, that's not representative of who I am as a person. I had a little bit to drink and I really shouldn't have said that. Right. And I apologize. Could you take the video down? I actually think Owen would have taken it down. That's not what she said. She's completely right. Why are you showing this and embarrassing me? Instead of taking accountability for the fact that she came off as a narcissist, instead of doing that, she decided to say instead, no, you should take this down because it doesn't make me look good. It's the same kind of thing. And I'm going to be honest with you, man, being a 48-year-old man, I don't remember this being constant. When I meet women who are, in their 30s and 40s, like that did not grow up with a cell phone through puberty, it seems like they have the capability of taking accountability. But what the problem is when you have someone who went through puberty and had TikTok and they have this brain rot of constantly swiping away things feelings they don't like, then they get
literally called brain rot.
Yeah, it's called brain rot.
Kids call it
brain rot. It's brain rot.
It's crazy.
That TikTok provides for you.
God, you guys.
This massive levels of brain rot. And so we see this level of narcissism that's coming. Men get narcissism too. You want to know where they get it? Sometimes men become extremely wealthy, or they get addicted to pornography, or this is a very common one for me when I have self-help clients that are addicted to prostitution. Those guys they have these narcissistic tendencies. They actually believe that these women are attracted to them, and it's wild the sort of level of delusion and the grandiosity that you see in those situations. So anyway, I want to bring that up. Any of you guys have any thoughts on that or the Sadia Kahn situation? Talk. Summer, talk. Casey, talk.
Well, there's a lot of lack of empathy.
Can you get to the microphone?
I'm sorry. There's a lot of lack of empathy.
Yeah.
Regarding the plight of men.
Yeah.
They just don't see it whatsoever. It's all about what's going on in my life, which is the classic narcissist.
Yeah.
Scenario. So, she could still feel that way, but at least have some compassion along the way.
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like that woman is like, you need to take care of me. Like, she's never had a day of struggle in her life, and her parents always gave her everything.
Sure.
I just lived with someone that was like that. His parents gave him everything. So when it came down to, oh, just money. So it's just having that mentality. It's like, okay, your ancestors fought for feminism. You have to go to work, deal with it.
Yeah.
But also, like, what does she provide, right? Like, if I'm going to scream
what
at
do you provide? Do you cook? Do you clean?
Right, like, provide for me. Well, when you come home, like, your clothes are going to smell like Bounty dryer sheets, and, like, all the dishes are going to be put away, and, like, the house is going to be in order. Like, what do I provide on the table, you know? Like,
I cook, I clean, I suck dick, and I shut the fuck up.
Exactly. Like, just know
That's
your
so
place and
misogynistic.
stick
I
with
can't
it.
believe you say that out loud. And just a little fabuloso will go a long way, ladies. Seriously, come home. The place smells like Mexico and lavender.
You don't even need to clean. Just light an incense stick.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, it smells so clean in here.
Put some booty shorts on. Have the cheeks hang out a little bit.
Incredible.
It's
All
really
right.
providing
Switch some
though.
hot water
Honestly,
around and pan.
Did you have anything you want to say about that?
I was just going to say is that I think what happens is when we have this imbalance with guys who are like supposed to live up to producing, they have a burden of performance, right? They've got to be able to, I don't know, create more like surplus resources than they expend, right? There has to be that because that's what women are looking for in an evolutionary perspective, right? They're looking for the guy who can protect, provide, and be parentally invested. So that's that aspect of it. And then there's the other chick who says, I just want good dick, right? And so that's the opposite. That's the flip side to,
They're both doing it
right
the
there.
service
Or
for
the same.
society,
So you've got that. So you've got the one girl who's like, well, work harder, and the guys are like, well, we're doing what we can. What, like, first of all, is it even a fair exchange? But that's not even on the books. What I'm talking about is a fact that you've got this evolutionary imperative right now where that woman, she's not wrong. You do need to work harder. You do need to make more. That's what she that's the only thing she can think about because she's worried about long-term security. Because that's what her psyche has been sort of molded over the last 200,000 years to seek out.
From a game theory perspective, her best strategy is to get a man to commit resources to her. Yes.
Yeah. So she, like especially in her. This is the thing that gets me is it's what's called evolutionary mismatch or evolutionary gap,
evolutionary
right?
mismatch. Yeah.
Where it's like she doesn't know why she wants that. So she like you could tell her, well, here's the stats, and women are. Have 65% of the diplomas, the degrees, whatever. They own more homes. They are making more money right now. They're more educated. They're exceeding in the sort of male space now, and they're taking on the roles of being the provider, the protector, and the parental invested, right? And so they become the men that they wanted to marry. Well, so the only one who will be better, the only one who will be suitable for her in the long term is going to be a guy who is better than what she can already provide for herself. And so she's not wrong in the sense that that's the way she feels about it because she's been sort of programmed over the last 200,000 years.
Where she's wrong,
to feel that way.
Where she's wrong is that when she finds that guy, she's going to be shocked when other women also want him because
they're sharing that guy.
Few men meet that criteria of
$5 million.
Again, $5 million.
Well, also I wanted to sorry to interject, but I want to say too, if as a woman you're only meeting broke men, that's a problem within you. That's like the woman's problem. If you're only ever
you need crystals and manifestation, and then the rich men show up. Is that how it works?
Well, that's just one part of it.
Yes.
But you really,
manifest
if you are the
men.
constant, the same, you're this one person meeting the same person out in different people. You are the problem. If you as a woman are only meeting broke men who don't want to do nice things for you, who don't make you feel valued, that's your problem. That's not the men's problem.
I got a really good super chat here that's kind of timely. It says, why do women say we do not want to have to support a man? Domesticity is a division of labor. Men who select for it understand women can work. They just prefer women who work in the household.
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally fine with either way. If you want a wife who works or a wife who doesn't work, that's fine. What I have an issue with is if you have a woman who wants to take care of her man and not work, that the other people on TikTok who call her a pick-me. That's what I have an issue with. Like, live your life. I, as a Christian, do not make fun of Muslims. I respect the fact that you raise your children a different way than me. I don't understand why we can. That's a function of masculinity. If I am the stockbroker, I respect the farmer on how he raises his family. And if I'm the farmer, I respect the stockbroker on how how he raises his family. We can look at each other and our individuality and still respect our individuality instead of the opposite, which is groupthink. Do you have the next one here?
I think every side though has a bad side to it though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a different side of the coin.
Well, I mean, in general, yes, that is correct.
I mean, there's good Muslims, there's bad Muslims, there's good Christians, there's bad Christians.
That really wasn't. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I'm not making a point on that, but someone of a different religion, I can still respect the fact that they raise their children. Their children respect them. Their wife and their child is provided for. They're not going starving. They're not being abused. I can still respect that, even though they don't believe the same thing that I believe. Go ahead. Here we go.
Guys are 100,000,000% worse than pick me girls, and we could guess that. But there are men out there that do a bunch of favors for you, and they try to be so nice to you that to make you feel guilty for not liking them, and they make it a you thing, and then act like they're some kind of victim because they're too nice to you. Like, I can't. There's a man in my life. Where do I even begin? The type of guy that's like, I love women, I'm a feminist, and then when you don't want to hook up with them, they're like, there was a guy in my life that I had to see all the time that kept doing like grandiose things for me, and not even in like a love bombing way, but in a way to like make me feel guilty for not liking him because you didn't like him. And then on like the second time we had ever met, he was like, do you want to be my date to a wedding I'm going to in Mexico with my entire family? And I was like, randomly, like, no part of me wants to do that right now. And when I told him no, he was like, oh no, it's fine. It's just like, I just had terrible luck with my love life the past couple years. Like, it's just been so hard. You think my love life is awesome right now? Like, what are you even talking? Look at my life right now. Like, I ended up making a dating app profile, and I guess one of his friends sent it to him, and then he sent it to me, and he was like, this is just like hard to watch. Like, this is just weird for me. And I think he thinks that we were like in a rom-com together where it was like a slow burn thing, and I would like eventually realize that he was the man that I was supposed to be with because he was just such a nice, like, my friend, like my guy that was in the friend zone or something. But it's not like that. But that would be hot. But no, it's not. That's not like what the thing's going on. It's not that for us. Again, I would love that if it was someone I actually had a crush on, and I feel bad to say that, but this guy does too much. He would like message my friends nice things about me in order to try to like manipulate the situation. I can't even think about it. And anytime I wouldn't react in the way he wanted to like a nice thing that he would do for me, a nice thing, because by the way, if you're doing all of these things in order to make me feel guilty for not liking you, you're not a nice guy at all. You're being evil. Anytime I wouldn't react in the way he wanted, he would post sad things on his story about like women and stuff. So me, by the way. But when a man's doing it, stop it. Stop. Maybe quotes that were like, it's better to have given your heart to watching him broken than to not That doesn't even mean any. What are you even talking about? Heard. Better to watch your heart get broken. And I've always said that. Yup. Watch us be married in 5 years.
Anybody have any thoughts about guys you friend zoned who try to make you feel guilty? Listen, I know personal stories from people sitting at this fucking table. Summer?
I must be a narcissist because I never felt guilty.
Right. You never feel guilty, but it's happened. Forget about feeling guilty. I'm asking you, has it happened? The guy, well, you put him in the friend zone and then he kept pushing and trying to make you feel guilty because you didn't like him.
Yeah, but I just never felt guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But I think this, I'm an adult. I clearly communicate what, what my expectations are. And if I'm not interested, I communicate that.
Yeah. You're getting to my next point, but I want to stick on the friend zone thing. Do you talk to your clients about friend zoning, about getting friend zoned?
Most of my guys.
Speaking the
microphone.
Sorry. Again. No, most of the gentlemen that I deal with are married.
Yeah.
And so we're past that.
Yeah.
That phase.
They get friend zoned by their wife.
Hey, that is a thing. That is a thing.
We have sex. We have sex once a month.
That's the thing. Yeah, we got.
If they're lucky.
Yeah. What do you think, Tiffany?
I fucked around and find out a couple of times.
About what? Oh, you tried dating your friend, the friend zone guy.
Yeah, there's a couple friend zones, and I've been through the thing, and it doesn't really work. And
yeah, of course it doesn't.
No.
Jamie, what about you? Have you had a friend zone issue?
Like, have I friend zoned somebody?
You friend zone, but they kept trying to make you feel guilty because you didn't want to go out with them.
Oh yeah, sure.
I think we actually talked about this before.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I mean, yeah, for sure. But I don't feel guilty either. Like I don't need to feel bad. Like the way that I look at that, I'm like, oh, you're not respecting my boundaries. You're actually being disrespectful. Like you're using you're using guilt as a way to like influence my behavior. So I look at it, I guess, through a therapeutic lens, right? I probably overanalyze.
You can see you're being manipulated, or he's attempting to manipulate.
So I read it like a manipulation. I don't actually feel bad for them. It's quite the opposite, really.
CJ.
I love when people try to manipulate me with gifts. It works every time.
$5 million.
Every time.
She's not lying. Claire, what do you think? Claire, do you have a lot of guys at the bar that come and you friend zone them and they don't take no for an answer?
I actually have a friend right now who's doing that, who just did it to me like right before I got here.
Yeah.
And like I go to the sandwich shop and he works there, and I've told him multiple times that I don't like him and that we're just friends, but he keeps saying to me that I'm hurting him. And I'm just like, what?
Madness.
But I keep telling him what it is and that I don't. And he's like, I keep giving you these chances. And like, I feel bad. I feel bad, but at the same time, it's not like I'm leading him on. I'm telling him like, I don't like you. I don't know. He just makes
guys game that bad.
Yes,
Holy
and I've got a big one. This is for Harper, Summer. This is for CJ, Jamie, and you, Casey. The idea of you guys have all been published models. The photographer who goes a little bit too far or whatever, and I'm sure you've heard stories about it. The male counterpart who's done that. Have you seen Harper? You've had that happen?
Yes, I've definitely experienced this.
Yeah.
I've actually stepped in on male photographers doing that to women because as a woman in that industry, I'm like, that's not happening in front of me, and I'll step in. Like, there's no way I'm letting that happen.
I've had people make inappropriate comments, but I'm actually so grateful. I'm one of the few people in the industry that I know that haven't. I've never been like
CJ,
locked somewhere.
You and Kindly have this ability to like deflect sexual innuendo.
I believe I have
very,
done that,
very
yeah.
well. Some women don't, and this is something I noticed from women, who also are in pageants. They have this ability to make you think that you have a shot, and then deflect any sexual intent that you have on them in a friendly way that doesn't hurt your feelings. So you still vote for them to win the crown. Like that. That's a big thing that I see.
Sounds like politics.
The way that Kindly does it is pretty amazing. Like she'll have guys like do incredibly lewd stuff, and she'll make some kind of joke but she shouldn't have to do that in the first place. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's bad. Harper, have you had? I know you mentioned this before. Can you think of any specific examples?
Are you talking about the like restraining order stuff, or like more?
Yeah.
Like, oh God.
Yeah, the restraining order.
I mean, that one's a little different. Now, like with photography based, I think like there's a couple different levels to it, right? So you have photographers that are sometimes just like skeezy people in general, and they're going to take whatever they can get access to, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And then other times they are under a delusion that, hey, even though this model has brought their husband with them somewhere, right? Like I've literally seen their counterpart, they're still going to want me, right? They're under this illusion that, oh man, we can be together in this relationship while they see that their partner is right there. So that part never really made sense to me, but I've seen both of those things. The restraining order thing was just another thing, but I feel like that's
The guy wanted to put you in an oven.
Yeah, well, he thought I was Jewish.
Oh my God. I can't believe
it was really bad.
That's pretty bad.
It was awful. It was awful.
Oh my God.
It was probably the worst thing I've ever been. It was bad.
That's crazy. We need to do a whole hour on that.
But if you are just even remotely a friendly woman.
Okay, so let's talk that's called male overperception bias in evolutionary psychology. And this is I see this happen a lot of times. So this photographer who is not sexually stimulating whatsoever to the model, he witnesses her, and his caveman brain is witnessing her in a bikini, naked, implied, whatever, and his brain cannot tell him anything other than she wants you for sex. And so because of that, that's where the miscommunication happens for a lot of these guys. I know a lot of photographers are terrific photographers. I know a lot of photographers became photographers because they don't know how to talk to women. That's the only reason they became photographers. And so you see this happen over and over again. So they overperception. Women have an underperception bias, meaning guys will be hitting on them and women will be like, he doesn't even like me. So that's something that's been seen in nature. This is the other thing that I was wondering if any of you guys were going to get to. So this guy's friend, she friend zoned him. And then you notice how many different instances she talked about him coming at her and trying to manipulate her. What should have happened? When someone tries to manipulate me, what do? I cut them out of my life.
Right.
But she had numerous instances where he kept trying to manipulate her. Why do you think that is? Because she wanted one. She's enjoying it. She wanted 100%. The attention.
Yeah.
She wanted the attention from this dude. And you want to know how else I know she wanted the attention? Because she posted it on TikTok in detail. She just wanted it. It doesn't matter whether or not this guy is friend zoned. It doesn't matter whether or not she's attracted to him. What matters is that you know that he's attracted to her. That's the only thing that matters here, is that she wanted the attention from it so that she could talk about it over and over again.
And if she's not getting the attention from somebody that she wants, at least she's getting it from somebody else. So that's just like feeding that, right? So
beautiful. Anybody else have anything?
It happens in porn. When I first got into the industry, I'm not going to say his director, his name. He was a director though. I have my agent watching. Hi, Sandra. But I had this guy who was like, oh, let's go into the back room. Let's talk about box covers. And it's like, I was new. So I'm like, all right, cool. The moment he touched my butt, I cracked his tooth out.
Oh, you go.
And he was like, I'm going to call the police. And I'm like, cool. He's like, I'm going to tell the industry. I'm like, cool. As long as you tell him why you deserve to get your tooth cracked out because you grabbed my butt. You didn't even ask me. You're not even the talent. You're touching my butt. That's very unprofessional. And you're lucky I did only knocking your tooth out because I do a lot worse to you for touching me like that.
That's right. Someone did that to me.
I will say that was shooting. Like I have people all the time ask me, like it'll be a full fashion shoot, and then all of a sudden it's like, do you have other online platforms that you work with? Like, what else do you shoot? Type thing, trying to like get me into a different atmosphere, and it's the most unprofessional and annoying thing. Like if that was the preamble to the shoot, that's one thing. If that's something that came up, hey, do you also work in this area? That's another thing. But like. Yeah. To just try to like force me into that funnel. Oh God.
Yeah. I will say I do find it funny it hasn't happened to me for a while now, but when OnlyFans first came out, the photographers might be shooting like a fashion or a bikini and they'll be like, oh, do you need any photos for your OnlyFans? Like I can shoot the photos.
I want to do you a favor.
We can shoot some OnlyFans photos if you want. And it's just like, I bet we could. Like, it's going to be a passer today, bud. But it's pretty funny. Or go ahead.
Yeah. The other thing is I'm going to tell you guys is the most powerful thing that you can do right now in 2025 is not get friend zoned by not showing intent to women who don't show you any intent.
Right.
Wait for the intent. Again, if I meet a girl and I really like her, I ask her to come to group events with me repeatedly. We get to know each other. And if she seems like she's invested somewhat in me, then I'm going to ask her on a date, maybe, or another group event where we can get to know each other. Not what you guys are doing. You're meeting women and immediately I want to take you to dinner. You have no value, so you can give no value. You are valueless and your intent, your sexual intent is worthless as a man when you do this for someone who hasn't shown any reciprocation. If you're a billionaire, if you won an Academy Award, if you're an NBA champion, if you're like an incredibly famous streamer, if you're a male model, fuck everything I said. Just go ahead and go direct. But for the other 99% of you, if on dating apps, 80% of men are deemed to be below average attractiveness, then that means for the best thing you can do as a man is friend zone girls and not get friend zoned. Go ahead.
I have a theory. Everybody needs to get off the dating apps.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. We really need to get back to the basics. And it does kind of go with what you've been saying now for many years, Michael, is being friends and being introduced to other people via your friends. Yeah. That's how I met my incredible boyfriend that I have now.
I can't take credit for that. I was Chloe, but I was pretty close to being the one to introduce you to.
You were, yeah. But, and even... you have introduced me to somebody that I dated long term in the past. Yeah. And we're friends now.
You want to know, it's more than 12 famous dating coaches that I know. I introduced them to their girlfriends. I want you to think about this. These are cold approach pickup artists, and they met their girlfriends through my social circle.
But I do want to also say this to the men. It's going to counteract a little bit what you were saying. As a man, I recognize, and I think a lot of women on this panel and a lot of women in general, aside from the woman that we showed on Owen's video, a lot of women are going to, if somebody comes up to me and asks me out, let's say I'm not in a relationship and I'm dating, even if they don't have like the perceived value yet, I think it's still, I mean, sometimes people get nervous. They kind of blurt something out. They say, oh, I shouldn't have maybe done that or whatever. I still feel like that's not that big of a deal because I know in the past, I've definitely played coy with somebody that I wanted to go out with.
Yeah, but you're also an attractive female. Like you can play coy.
But here's the thing, and this is
you can believe the earth is flat and they're still going to ask you out.
But I'm speaking to men in this. Have a little fucking backbone. And get rejected once or twice and then keep it moving. But like risk the rejection.
I would say risk the rejection once you have her in a familiar environment where you guys are like have a similar social circle.
Fair.
I wouldn't risk the rejection on someone you just met because most guys, like of the two genders, more men find more women attractive than more women find most men attractive. So the average woman, when I say average, I mean if we were stratified 10 million IG profiles or 10 million dating profiles, the woman who's at the mean, if she looks across at the man who's at the mean, she is not interested in him at all. But the man who's on the mean, the guy who's a 5, he looks across at the girl who's at the mean, the median, and he's very interested in her, but she's not very interested in him. So the way you get through that, and again, if you guys want to look up the 2015 Lucy Hunt experiment, where she looked at couples, how long they'd known each other before they got together. Once there was 9 months that had passed, there was no correlation in attractiveness, meaning that's where the 5 guy dated the girl who was a 10 because he friend zoned her and put her in his fucking social circle. And I still have to debate this 18 years later. This is the best way to meet attractive women. This is the best way to date. And the friend zone thing is absolute. It's the worst thing you can do is get friend zoned, because not only does she friend zone you, she tells her friends what a great guy he is. Yeah. He's a great. They tell her friends, it's like, oh, okay, he's got a micro penis. Got it. Okay, I'm not going to date him. That's what the girls hear when you because it's like, oh, he showed you intent and you rejected him. Well, I better reject him too, or it's going to be embarrassing. But guess what happens whenever I have a girlfriend? Guess what happens in my DMs? All my exes are like, women. How you been? What's going on? Do you guys see? Women choose who other women choose. That's just if you guys want to watch the show White Lotus, watch the Sydney Sweeney character who just cannot stand the fact that her friend is getting with some other dude. That's what I'm talking about here. So understand that concept and understand that you not getting friend zoned and you friend zoning girls is the ultimate cheat code. But in order for you to do that, you got to have female friends. And I know that's the antithetical to what you guys believe.
One of the things I think that guys like this, the quote unquote pick me guys, I think the reason why they get into this kind of vicious cycle is because they believe that persistence works. They think that I'm just going to wear her down. I'm going to do all these nice things. I'm going to get her flowers. I'm going to remember her birthday. I'm going to remember her dog's birthday. I'm going to remember her mom's birthday. I'm going to do this. I'm going to, it's like these acts of
everywhere else in life, persistence.
Right.
Yeah. In work, it does. Yeah.
But see, so the reason I'm bringing this up is because I can name probably off the top of my head at least 5 different like influencer guys who are like big name influencer guys who got with their wives or got with their girlfriends because they stuck it out. Right. And those guys, they fail to ignore that when in some cases who their wife is now, that when that woman was first getting with them and rejecting him and just saying, I'm not interested, sorry. And he just keeps coming, well, I'm just going to break down that wall. I'm just going to keep doing it, keep going at it. They don't realize that they were not the same status that they were when they met, and they tried to shoot their shot and she rejected him. And now he's a come up, and now he's starting to make more money. And now and then suddenly the guy that she blew off 6 months, 9 months ago, that guy, maybe I'll give him another chance.
Or
so
senior in high school.
They don't see the mechanics behind why she suddenly changed her mind. And so I'll see these interviews of these guys' wives, and they'll go, oh, tell us about your marriage. And then the wife now says, well, I really didn't like him. He was kind of gross to me when I first met him. I was really more interested in his hot, best friend. And then he just really grew on me. And I don't know, he's just right in front of me, and just things worked out.
Yeah,
right.
I think
it's
that's
like the circumstances were a little bit different, but the guys think that it was the persistence that got them past the goal, instead of the fact that he just basically changed his character.
Go ahead, Jamie.
I think that can happen, but me doing this, I've also seen something else happen within that dynamic. And sometimes it is just the woman is worn down, or she has a lack of viable options, and she chooses from her clock is ticking, I'm not going to find somebody, and then ends up entertaining somebody that she's never that interested in. Most people, let me say this too, are with the wrong person. So most people are entertaining relationships that they've got no business being in. That is most couples.
Damn, thank you, Rollo. Jesus.
Well, I told you I got more red pill.
I did get more red pill.
Welcome back.
if I say a woman may have fewer viable options,
wait,
let
me finish this point, okay? Because, well, I think the way that that's presented sometimes does sound misogynistic, but I'm not going there yet. Yeah. That was an evil laugh.
Got it ready to go.
Yeah. So what you're seeing though, Rollo, in cases like that, within that framework and that dynamic, is they're together. Not that interest level, I don't actually think goes up for women. I think what happens is you start to see attachment, and you start to see bonds, and you start to see familiarity and safety. And then those needs are actually met. But the attractiveness, these other things that he just grew on me, that's not love, babe. That's fucking attachment.
What I will kind of disagree with you on not approaching, because I think it's a skill that is necessary to work on as men. These young men, They're very socially awkward.
Agreed with that. Okay. My point is, I don't think when I approach you, I need to say, wow, you have beautiful eyes. Let's go on a date.
That's awful.
That's right. But, but hold on. Do you understand how no one is saying what I just said right now? They're all saying go approach. When you hear go approach, because of like 20 years of pickup artistry on the internet, go approach means go show sexual intent. You understand? And so if you leave that part out, that's a really important part. There's nothing wrong with approach. I make my clients do 50 approaches a night for 7 straight nights when they come do immersion. But when they do so, they're inviting girls to different events. They're getting to know them. There's no sexual intent unless the girl reciprocates.
How do you guys as men communicate sexual intent? Because I will tell you this, if a dude, when I was single, if a dude rocks up to me and there have been certain things where I was just like, you are so disgusting, absolutely no way in hell, and it was like too aggressive sexually, there's no way I'm entertaining that.
For me
so how do you guys express sexual intent
so he's been married for 28 years.
Well, you guys know in general.
So for me, if I say, hey, do you want to go to dinner with me at Mastro's, that's sexual intent. That's like, to me, that's as far as I'm going to go.
So it's implied. It's not like, hey, here's a dick pic.
Yeah, exactly. It's not just that it's implied. It's that, like, I really think men need to reserve their hitting. Like, for me to hit on a girl, that's reserved for special women.
Do you think that that's not always communicated to women, though? Because I don't think that all women understand that. Now, like, Mastro's is expensive, right? It's also like romantic.
Yeah, but the butter cake is fucking incredible.
So suggesting that implies sexual like intent, right? Because of where you're
Toca
going.
Madera, wherever,
Still, it's a nice place, right?
If
you're not going to take her to Subway, right? That doesn't imply sexual intent, correct?
I would take her to Raising Cane's.
But I mean that foot long though.
I've never had Raising Cane's.
It's so good.
Everybody tells me
by the way,
that.
guys, I'm having surgery in the morning, so I can't eat after midnight. So as soon as we're done here, I'm getting Raising Cane's. It's so good. It's
maybe I should try it.
It's so terrific.
I heard the sauce is great.
Oh my gosh, it's so wonderful. But going back to what I said before, I just think men need to reserve their sexual intent. And for me, when I say sexual intent, what I mean is clearly I'm attracted to you and I'm letting you know. Men give that up too much. If you guys, I was showing, so I just did modules on doing red carpet interviews and doing man on the street interviews. And I showed me doing interviews with like Lindsay Palis. If you guys don't know who Lindsay Palis is, she has really large natural boobs. And I do the whole interview and I showed like 5 or 6 interviews. And you guys see how I didn't look at her boobs one time. None of you could do this. None of you. Every one of you would be staring. Oh my God, you look so pretty, all this kind of stuff. And like one of the reasons why Lindsay and I are such good friends is because I've never hit on her. Now, here's the thing. Being friends with Lindsay Palis, CJ, what do you think it's like for me when I go to a party and I'm with Lindsay Palis and she's on my arm? What do you think it's like for me going to talk to women?
You have a lot of social stature already.
Yeah, no, everyone half the time they come up and talk to me. Yes, when that's the thing that happens, and so that's what I'm trying to explain. It's also the same thing. I'm very approachable when I'm with if I have a girlfriend. I'm very approachable when I'm with my girlfriend and I'm out somewhere public. Women just come up and talk to me, guys. I don't know why I still have to debate all you fucking Mode 1 MGTOW black pill fucking passport bro pickup artists and red pill dudes when you're just fucking wrong. Like you're just wrong and I'm just right. And I just don't know why I still have to argue this.
I have a question. Do you think all those passport bros that brought back their Colombian wives called immigration when they pissed them off?
Yes, that's exactly what they did. My favorite ones of all time are like, oh my God, I hope that ICE does not come and get my mother-in-law who's at 6565 Ford Lane, Unit 101, and she gets home at 7 p.m. I hope they don't come pick her up.
Speaking of approach, let's try this one.
Not desperate or pathetic to want to find a partner or someone to love, or there is that kind of energy where it's like, look at me, I'm here on display and I'm waiting for you to claim me. And it's just like, ooh, I don't like that. Like, why can't we just be like cool first? Like, I wish we'd go back to when guys are just always walking up to you when you're out. Like, could you imagine? Oh my gosh, if you're like at the grocery store, at the gym, they're like, hi, I just couldn't help but say you're so beautiful. Like, I'd love to take you out sometime if you're single. If they were like good looking, I'm like, can we go back to those times? But because like,
if they're good looking,
Guys, you know, obviously, you know who that is.
Society,
CJ, right? So that's Tara. She is one of the owners of Unruly, which is one of the biggest management agencies. It used to be for OnlyFans. I don't know if they're doing
They were
OnlyFans.
just here. They just did a huge thing. Liam performed for them.
Yeah, for sure.
It's more and more changed women to be like the chasers or like things like this. It's like making a lot of men be like, oh, I can just sit back. And I'm like, I hate that.
Yeah, so I respect Tara a lot. That's a misinterpretation of what's going on. It's not that men are sitting back. It's that men are being accused of Me Too shit when they go walk up to girls. And there's tons of shows where women are like, ooh, this guy came up and talked to me. Ooh, she said the right thing. It's like when the guy comes approaches me and he's attractive.
Yeah.
It's not that women are complaining men don't approach me enough. No, they don't complain that men aren't approaching them. They complain that attractive men aren't approaching them. Orion Taraban says the part women leave out. This is really important to understand. When women say, I want a man to buy me flowers and I want a man to be more vulnerable, they're not talking about a homeless, smelly man buying them flowers and being more vulnerable. They're not going to be sexually stimulated by a homeless man buying them flowers. What they want is a man they're already attracted to buy them flowers. So because you don't understand that part, because the mechanisms that create attraction, I don't think there's anything in psychology that's more misunderstood than that. I truly don't think it is, because it makes us look bad. The reason why we don't want to do it, because it's the 50-year-old guy who divorces his wife and then starts dating the secretary. Like, the mechanisms for that are ugly. They make us look like hairless murder apes. And then the girl who's like, she's with her husband and he's really good, but he's boring and he's not my person and I'm on a journey of discovery. So I went and fucked my jiu-jitsu instructor. Like, that part makes us look bad as human beings, but it's a mechanism of attraction. So we don't want to talk about it. So instead, what do we say? What do women report as the sexiest hobby that a man can have? Anybody know? They did a survey. Reading.
Yes.
Fucking reading.
Yes, I got it.
Guys, I go through 60 books a year. Women don't give a shit that I read. They don't care at all. Guys who are really good with women understand. It's like, no, that doesn't work. What is the least attractive hobby? Does anyone know what it is?
Wait. Gambling or
video games?
No, watching red pill content.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. And it's so funny because the guys who I know that watch red pill content are crushing it with women.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of what they're saying. Because what they're describing is not what they find attractive. What they're describing is what they want in a good father, a good partner. That's why when they say the thing about the dad bod, which is a myth, women do not prefer men with dad bods. When they ask, do you think it's more attractive when a guy's a dad bod? What they're saying is it's more attractive if that guy got me pregnant and he has a dad bod like that. And you ask the same women, what do you think your friends would like? The muscular guy or the guy with the dad bod? They're like, well, all my friends would like the muscular guy. No, you would too. That's the difference. It's this massive myth that women want men who are pudgy and out of shape. No, it's just that men who are pudgy and out of shape have low testosterone and they're not going to cheat on you. That's why you prefer them.
Be attractive. Do not be unattractive.
You know what's sexy though with men too? Like the men that would like stand up for you when you're being disrespected, that makes the cookie moist.
Okay. It is if you're legitimately being disrespected.
Yeah, I've been in that situation.
If it's a situation like where I went on Brad Lee's show, I went on Rich Cooper, and I went on this other guy's show, and I'm like, hey, just to let you know, just in general, pre-selection works like this, mate choice copying, and I start getting all these fucking dudes in the comments like white knighting and telling everybody that I'm immature and I'm stupid. Like, I didn't criticize anyone, and they're coming after me. And I want to grab these guys by the collar and say, hey, dude, they're never gonna have sex with you, no matter how much of a white knight. These women will never ever fuck you. You're a loser, but they can't grasp it.
I personally think though, like you know what? Honestly, it's like if a man stands up for a woman that's like being like disrespected, whatever. You know what I mean? Stands up is very protective. That like hits the primal instincts. You know what I mean?
I can see that in person. I'm just probably saying the majority of the time I see that is white knights in comments on YouTube.
This is why. See, this is
but they're doing it to just be like it's not authentic and it's disingenuous. No, that's not hot.
You're describing Chris GQ Perry, like
but
guys
when
like that.
Genuine. Oh, dude, I'm gonna be gut all night.
Okay. So this is why I think we need to make a distinction between arousal and attraction. Because whenever you ask a woman, what are you looking for in a guy? The first thing they're going to say is, well, he's got to be funny. He's got to be educated, has to make money. He's got to, love his mother. He's got to like puppy dogs, want kids in the future. He's got to want to go to Disneyland, love rainbows and long walks on the beach, right?
But they didn't say intelligent though.
Yeah, intelligent, educated.
Because they don't care about intelligence. Women are not attracted to men because they're intelligent. They're attracted to men who can take that intelligence and show competency from it. Use the competence.
But isn't intelligence how you apply the education?
No, money. No. When you apply the education, you know what you get from it? Money. recognition from your peers, respect, relevancy. That's what you get. And then what women say instead is, I like a man who's intelligent. No, you like his Bentley. That's what's going on. Like, it's a situation like
that's not all women.
It's not all women.
Again, I have friends who are hyper intelligent and extremely not charismatic, and no women find them attractive.
Well, I understand that, but that's an overgeneralization because, I know plenty of women, like I actually get repulsed by shit like that. I really do. Like
I like her.
Yeah, I do. I really do. I'm not making this shit up.
You think most women get repulsed?
Let me finish my thought. So like when I see attention seeking behavior from a man, when a man is leading with money, it does not there is an element of this that I understand is attractive and provides security. But when I see a dude walking in with like a group of girls using social proof and things like this, like I guess I'm seeing it through my lens. I read those things as a manipulation. I see insecurity. I see desperateness. That's how it reads to me. When I see somebody like, what's his name? Wes Watson. When I see somebody like Wes Watson, he's a good example of kind of what I'm talking about, where he's leading with money. He's in the strip club. He's doing all of this. That guy is screaming insecurity. That is a man that does not love himself and is looking for love in all the wrong places.
Is screaming a lot of trend.
Let me finish because I'm proving my point. So that kind of behavior is unattractive. If I see it, I'm running the other way. I'm like unstable, insecure. Absolutely not. Unattractive.
Yes,
okay, I think Wes is a weird example just because Wes is dating my friend Angie. She's very happy with him, and Wes does that.
I think that they're like off again, aren't they?
Regardless, Wes does that to make $4 million a month on his coaching program.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've don't they have a very like abusive and toxic relationship?
I'm not aware of that. I've talked to Angie about it. I'm not that.
Well, I mean, there are I've actually been doing a deep dive on this as a little side project, and I don't know Angie personally, but she's released some recordings of her being scared and locked in a room. So that's one thing. There's videos of him, appears to be using substances and erratic behavior. I did see a video of her and him where he's berating her in front of her child, and there's like a young kid in the room as well. It was like what I have seen is absolutely repulsive. And so he may be displaying images of like this and this and whatever. But again, I think that this is for clout projection and not necessarily reflective of a happy relationship.
He's not showing the cars to get women. He's showing the cars because because there's a certain aspirational style of marketing that he's doing that it works for him. Like
I believe that, but I absolutely
doing $3 million a month in like cash. Like it was crazy.
That is an aspect of it, but he's absolutely doing it for girls too. 100%.
Well, that's why I think we need to make a distinction between attraction cues like that are for the idea anyways of having resources, having cars, having money, having all that stuff. Is really because
those guys are usually pushy, though.
It triggers long-term security. I want $5 million. Well, because in the future I want to make sure that I'm okay, right? The other side of this is if you ask a woman, what do you find arousing about that guy? What physical features? What does the guy have? He has to be 6 feet tall. Does he have to have a V tape, or does he have to have six-pack abs? Like if I ask everybody around the room right now, ladies, what's the feature of a man that you find the most like that's going to get you going? What is that? Everybody probably has that in their heads right now. That's the physical. See, that's reading implies intelligence, right?
It doesn't imply shit. Well, it's a cope.
All right. If you took a guy who's like a bodybuilder guy, and you put like some reading glasses on him and he's reading right there, that sends a different message than if the guy's just
if she's already attracted to him.
Exactly. Well, again, being aroused by that guy and having attraction cues at the same time, that's the winner right there, right? That's why when guys get into marriages and they're all about the long-term security and they're really good at that, it's always provisioning, protection, and parental investment, and then they let themselves go and they get the dad bod. That's what happens when in marriages. It's like, I don't want to fuck this guy. He's a great guy. I don't know why I don't want to have sex with this guy. He has all of these great things. He comes from a good family, makes a lot of money, takes care of the family, reads to the kids at night and does homework for Johnny. And she still has no sexual desire for him because that arousal side of the equation is in imbalance. So like, again, I know what your boyfriend looks like. let's just be honest now. Okay. But when you have that as a good balance there, that's like women will call that what the total package, the full package, right? Like the guy has all of these, he checks off all the boxes.
It's so true. I will tell you this, like obviously when I met my, partner, he's a good looking dude.
Your boyfriend is the best looking man in Clark County, no homo.
I'm gonna clip that. And
No, you can clip it if you want. And all the guys will be like, why did Michael say that? And they're gonna go look and be like, oh, okay.
I get it.
Yeah, I get it now. No, he's not.
But I will tell you this. But that is not what kept me.
Okay.
His appearance and
but it's what got you there in the first
well,
place.
I'm agreeing with you, Rolo, because I think this is one thing with women that we don't talk enough about, and it's us being attracted to people because usually the burden, men talk about a burden of performance. There is a burden of beauty, I think, on women. Okay. And there's a lot of pressure for us to stay young and look a certain way and whatever, and to maintain that. And it's not easy, ladies. It's tough, and there's always somebody younger and whatever. And we never, that never leaves our mind. We're always reminded around that, And so I think that like it goes both ways. Yes, I was absolutely attracted to my partner, but if he was somebody that had the characteristics of whatever his name is, Wes
Watson.
If he had those kinds of personal, like I have had men that are attractive and they open their mouth and I was like, nope, there is absolutely no way. This is going to sound so corny, but it was his heart and his character that kept me. That is it. And him looking the way that he does is a great bonus. And no, it would not have drawn me in if he didn't look the way that he did, but thank God he does, so. I don't know. That sounded kind of like arrogant, but like guys do this with girls all the time, and I think that we have.
Definitely.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I definitely agree.
Here's one odd one for the panel. What's the fewest words a man had spoken to make you want him?
Not a dang thing.
Yeah. No. Let's go over this. Hold on. Let's go over this. Here's the reason why. It's because it's the pickup artist mentality. I have low status and I'm going to use words to make me high status. That's not real. It's not. Women do not fuck you because of your intent. They fuck you because of the way they perceive you. And I don't know why. Again, going back to this, 18 years I've been having this fucking argument, and guys still, again, that guy probably didn't understand what he was asking. There's no words. This is why, like, whenever I see people selling a product on text game, it's ridiculous. There's no way. She met you. She was not attracted to you, but I'm going to send her funny text that's going to make her attracted to you. You're living in Delulu land, bro. That's not how it works. It's how she perceives you in person or how she perceives you online. And that leads, and then probably you invite her to something that she finds appealing, right? And those three things then lead to whether or not she goes out with you. It's not the funny things that you say in text messaging. It's crazy to me. Now, I'm not saying that if she's already attracted to you and you send her a funny text, she's going to like that, but she's already attracted to you. It doesn't make up for the fact that you come off as weird and autistic when you see her the first time. You can't overcome it with a cool, hey, you remind me of my sister or some shit like that pickup artists say all the time. It doesn't work. It has never worked. And it's crazy to me that people still sell these programs on text game. There's no such thing as text game. It's not real.
People need to get out. Everyone needs to go back to the bar.
It's just that I'm a man and, we're supposed to hold these things in. Look, I'm not going to see you any differently. I'm here for you. Do you really mean that? Yes, I'm really here for you. All right. Well, it all started when my pet tortoise, I thought he could swim.
Wow, this guy really is gay. He's such a little bitch. Huh.
It is. We laugh at it, but it is kind of a trap. Like I've seen my guy friends do this several times. It's like, I just saw the psychologist saying that I need to open up to my girlfriend. And they open up to the girlfriend, and the girl's gone in like a week. Like it is. There is a burden for us where we, like, if we are hypersensitive. That's why I tell guys, find a group of guys that you trust. Like, for instance, when we do our calls for Men of Action, if a guy comes on and it's generally having to do something with some difficulties in divorce, having to do with alimony, and the main one is child custody, we turn the recording off, and the guy, he expresses his emotions in a safe place because we're not going to leave him or abandon him. We've gone through the same thing. I've just seen, and maybe it's some women that are just not emotionally immature enough to deal with the fact that their man is being expressive, even though she's asking for it, and then she leaves him for the same reason. And that ends up becoming a problem. That's why that video is so funny.
He probably shouldn't be in that relationship relationship though. Like if you can't be honest with your partner, this is not like a casual hookup, but this is somebody who you were in a relationship with. If you can't be vulnerable and honest with them, like you probably shouldn't be with that person.
Yeah, but it's you can still be vulnerable and honest and not be like, oh my God, my pet turtle died and I just don't know. Like, what's up? And everybody just keeps cheating on me and I'm a victim. And it was like that's not good for a relationship. It just isn't good. You're laughing at me. Am I wrong? No, that would be weird. Go ahead.
I think the thing women do need to connect emotionally to men, and they need that reciprocated. So they do need to hear how men feel, and they do need to connect on that level. But what I will say to your point, Michael, is that women are looking for emotional control. So
from men.
From men. The ability, it's a balance, because like you're saying, if they're too reactive, it can be unstable, unsafe. Okay, that's how it can read. But if you can express your feelings in a more controlled way and not like I'm losing myself, I can't control myself, right? That's scary for a woman. If you can have some emotional control and still be able to express and explain how you feel, I think that is more of a balance of what women would resonate with women.
Wow, thank you, Myron. That's incredible. That's exactly that.
Was that a Myron thing? I haven't watched his stuff in forever.
It's called stoicism. That's basically what it is.
You
again,
said that very well.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I want you to consider. Did you have a thought on this?
No, I just completely she said it perfect.
So I want you to think about it like this. So I'm being told to be more expressive. Now, all of a sudden, your house is on fire, and inside your house are your pets, your children are in your house, your spouse is in your house. When the firemen show up, do you need them to be expressive? What look would you expect to see on their face? The look of seriousness, urgency, perhaps?
I want a stoic.
You want a stoic man to go handle this and to go run in and save your family or whatever, and pull your cat and your family out or whatever. You want stoic men to handle these problems. Stoic men carved out a cubbyhole of safety that you guys remember Washington, D.C. used to be a swamp. Stoic, strong men went and cut down the trees. They went and created society for us to live in a safe place for people like Mia Khalifa to say stupid shit about how it's better to do porn than to join the military, because at least when I do porn, I wasn't giving my body to the government. She can say stupid shit like that because she's in a free country. She's not Lebanon anymore, where she can say stuff like that because men who were very, very violent in the military she's complaining about fought for her right to say this ignorant shit. And I, by the way, I'm not opposed to her saying it. I don't think she should be canceled, because one of the best things about freedom of speech is hearing other people's ignorance, hearing other people's stupidity, getting to a debate and the guy starts admitting he's a flat earther. Okay, now I know who won the debate. Like it's very, very, very clear. So like that's the thing that's really important. When
vulnerability only works if your predominant character is more stoic or more alpha, right?
Yeah,
the thing is that, like, especially like if you're in a long-term relationship, but even if you're not, if that guy is perceived as being in control all the time, is the master of his own fucking world, has really rock solid frame, is not very emotional, is very pragmatic, is very empirical. When those rare flashes of emotion come from that guy, that woman believes that she's the only person, she's the only woman on planet fucking Earth that can draw that out of this guy. And then he goes back, because at that one shining little moment, he would never do this for anyone else on planet Earth except for her. That's when it's like Jane tames Tarzan, right? It's like it's Lois Lane turns Superman into Clark Kent for half a second, and then he goes back to being Superman again. The thing is like, I think the biggest problem most guys have with vulnerability is they constantly get barraged by women or even guys saying, "Oh, and vulnerability is a strength." It's like, no, that's fundamentally, diametrically not what the definition of vulnerability is, you dumb fuck. It is a weakness, and you're showing that weakness at that time. So it's not what you're doing is transvaluation, right? Transvaluation is making like one thing into its diametric opposite, right? And so by doing so, you're saying, okay, you just need to open up. No, because men are men and women are women. We don't process emotions the same way. We do not physically possess the same hardware in our brains that women do. So to expect that guy to learn or be conditioned to emote more like a woman, what happens is that woman's hindbrain and her the brainstem there interprets that as he's a chick. He is unsafe. And you do that often enough, and now it's like, I'm not with a guy, I'm with one of my girlfriends. That's why I keep saying, like, women have boyfriends and girlfriends. If you're not fucking her, then you are her girlfriend. Not because that's, it's about the sex thing. It's about how her brain interprets how you relate to her and how you communicate with her. If you communicate with her as if you are a female, the brain picks up on that and says, I'm dealing with a female.
Let me make one pretty massive caveat, because I think there's a misunderstanding when it comes here. What we're saying is not to be vulnerable for people who didn't earn it. If there's somebody who like again, if Rollo came to me with a serious problem, or if my brother came to me with a serious problem, you wrote the Rational Male series because your brother-in-law took his own life. We're not talking we're talking about first date with a girl. Stop crying on the first
vulnerability
date.
Is not gay.
Yes, that's
crying on the first.
Yes,
Doing that?
that's the problem. Letting her know massive amounts of intent, letting her know how attracted you are to her, and then being vulnerable. That's because they think vulnerability is gay.
That's why the women don't want to go out with you guys. Quit fucking crying on the first date.
So I want because I need to make this caveat very importantly. Okay, so not this last Monday, but the Monday before that, Marshawn Nealon, the defensive end for the Dallas Cowboys, he scored his first touchdown. He's on a block punt, and 2 days later took his own life. He was in a cart. He started writing his family members, telling them goodbye. His girlfriend called the police to do a wellness check on his house. He was already in his car. He was driving 160 miles an hour, and then went off into a field and took his own life. The reason why I bring this up is there's a couple things here. Two of the guys that are on the team, Solomon Thomas and Dak Prescott, are huge mental health advocates because both of them had a sibling who also took their own life. And so in those cases, what I'm talking about is if you are having suicidal ideation, 100%, you should seek help. That is not what we're discussing here. What we're talking about is first date. First day on the job, people you don't know that well do not need to have this level. You do not need to have this level of vulnerability. You need to understand different circles of people that you can trust and be around. And there's also professional therapists that you can talk to. I don't know if you guys know, you can dial 988. Is that right? 988 for the suicide hotline. I believe it's 988. You can dial that. I'm not saying you shouldn't do that. None of us have ever said that was the issue. There are cases where you're dealing with actual clinical depression. You're actually dealing with actual bipolar disorder, and it's outside of your control. That's not the majority of the population, but some of you guys are dealing with that. For those of you who are dealing with that, absolutely go and seek help. What we're saying is your last 3 girlfriends cheated on you. Don't bring that up in the first fucking date. That's what we're saying.
I'll also say something too. Women could do with saying less. Like if you're a woman and your last 3 boyfriends cheated on you, you don't need to bring that up on the first date either.
But I will say,
men can say a little more and women can say a little less.
I will say this: women can do a lot of things wrong on the first date and still get a second date.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, we have the pussy, so we have the power.
Okay. Well, thank you.
No, not really.
Thank you, Andrew Tate. Thank you for coming on the show.
I don't necessarily think with that though, but also with vulnerability. I actually had a close friend of mine. I told him not to tell this chick too much about himself, and he started dating her in like March and start getting serious. And then it's like, when you tell someone too much about yourself too, even when the relationship is fresh, you're like giving this person a blueprint of how to fuck you over.
There's that. I mean, that's kind of a cynical way to look at it. Most people I don't think are going to fuck you over, but here's one thing.
I've seen it.
Here's one thing. So there are 2 Ivy League researchers that are on the MOA staff now. And I won't say what schools they are because they don't want to be associated with me, but they work for us now. And one of them sent me over an incredible study, which I'm going to show you, which goes over self-deprecating humor. And guess what? It says self-deprecating humor when a guy has high status actually makes him more attractive. Self-deprecating humor when a guy is low status makes him less attractive. How crazy is that? So what does that mean? I can be vulnerable and self-deprecating if you're already attracted to me. But if you're not attracted to me, if I'm a homeless, smelly dude coming up to you, telling you my whole problems, that doesn't make you physiologically, sexually stimulated by me just because I told you my vulnerability. So the thing is, you need attraction first. Attraction is the prime directive. Getting women to be sexually stimulated and attracted to you is the prime directive before you lace in this vulnerability and all these other things. So that's the thing. Attraction comes before comfort. You say attraction, arousal, the whole mystery method model is attraction, comfort, seduction. Attraction comes before comfort. If comfort comes first, you're her gay best friend. If attraction comes first, you can be her friend, or you guys can take it into a romantic place, but attraction has to come first.
If guys say too much, it removes the mystery.
For sure.
So let the girl's imagination do her thing. Don't rob her of that.
Again, so that what you're saying, absolutely, Monica, is a man qualifying himself, feeling the need. Right. Again, I want you to consider two different things and see if this makes sense to you. If this doesn't make sense to you, you don't understand the mechanisms of attraction. One guy, like Jamie said before, dangles the Lamborghini keys in the bar. You want to come out and see my Lamborghini? The second guy goes out to the valet and sees the girl and it's like, well, I'm homeless. I'm going to walk home to my homeless shelter or whatever. And then a Lamborghini pulls up and he gets into it. The second one generates mystery, attraction. He didn't feel the need to qualify himself. He said he was homeless. It was funny. He was self-deprecating. The first guy is clearly low status and is trying to make up for it by qualifying. What qualification means for a man is you feel low status, so you use words to make yourself seem high status.
Like name dropping.
Correct. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So I'm going to name drop my Apple Watch that's 2 generations older and my 122,000 miles I have on my Lexus IS250 that I bought 10 years ago. That's how I'm going to name drop. Again, you don't need these things if you understand charisma, humor, pre-selection, social proof, access to scarce networks, locations, relevancy, competency, not fucking reading. Okay, that's the difference. Understand what evolutionary attraction triggers are. There's data on this. Most of you don't want to read it for some reason.
All right, ladies, here, let's try this one.
Something is happening to men in our culture that we really need to talk about. You know, it used to be when women made more money than their husbands, I guess it emasculated them, and as a result, the research showed that they were more likely to cheat. But there are some new role models on the block. People like Benny Blanco and Travis Kelce, who are happy to be the cheerleader for their billionaire wives. Now, I know at the lowest end, there are guys targeting women for their wallets. Okay, that's a whole other thing. But imagine these guys out there telling men, stand behind your woman. Be the protector. You don't have to be necessarily the provider, although they do have millions, don't they? But there are ways that I see that men are subtly changing. They're being more caring of us. They're being more protective of us. I married a man who makes less money than me, and I love it. He does laundry, he does dishes, he takes such good care of me, and he is my biggest cheerleader. I hope that for all of you.
Does the laundry and does the dishes.
Oh, God.
I rebuke that.
What a wonderful wife.
Rebuke.
Oh, God.
Anybody else have some things about this? Okay, so I'm going to say something that's horribly offensive. You ready?
Yes.
When men make less money than women divorce them. It is one of the top 3 reasons why women choose to divorce men. Is that a societal norm enforced on men by men, or is it a societal norm enforced on men by women?
But Mike, Travis Kelce's
worth $27 million, and she's a billionaire.
I don't know if is it enforced by men or women. It's kind of just like the tables.
If I know you're going to divorce me, if I lose my job, it encourages me to be more competitive and still continue to make money. That is not enforced on me by men. That's not.
But also, aren't you going to be like a little bit poo-pooed in your male circle? Like if you're just like losing your job and you're unable
my
to...
marriage is not determined by being poo-pooed in my male circle. It doesn't matter.
But you're going to feel less of a man.
And by the way, let me tell you something. So I'm friends with really, really successful dudes, including your boyfriend, and we don't talk about that shit at all. We never talk
about your job.
We talk about our jobs, but it's like we don't like if he quit his job or if I quit mine, I'm not going to feel less about him. I don't care at all. It doesn't matter at all. But what we do talk about is solving problems for one another. That's just kind of the language we have.
But if your male friend lost his job, and
I'm not sleeping with my male friend though.
But
that's
he lost his job, and he just kind of was like, "Well, I lost my job. I don't have a job."
I would
anymore.
immediately try to help him get another job.
You would be a little concerned, like, okay,
I would immediately try to get him a new
maybe take a
job.
month off, guy, but you got to get back on the horse.
Of course, but I would
you would have some thoughts around that.
Okay, I would have thoughts about it and try to help him get another job. I wouldn't divorce him. Talk to James Sexton. They're divorcing.
I want him to.
100%. When we have James Sexton here, I will 100% call you to come on. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll try to have James Sexton on Access Vegas. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, this is the part that makes people angry. It's like the reason why men can't be the stay-at-home dad is because most women won't accept it. It's not because society it's really cute when Scott Galloway and Richard Reeves start talking about the stay-at-home dad and women need to be more accepting of men who make less money. You can say that all you want, and then I will show you the divorce statistics. This gender norm is, I'm not saying there aren't gender norms enforced by men. There are some. What I'm saying, this particular gender norm is that the idea of a man being a provider is not enforced on men by men. It is enforced on men by women. And that's the reason why we feel the necessity to be competitive. That and the fact that we have 17 times as much testosterone.
Yeah, your testosterone.
Yep.
Whether or not it has to do with a job or anything. I mean, that's why you guys want to have sex with multiple women as well. That's what drives you guys.
Well, it's advantageous for us genetically to have sex with multiple women because we can, have you seen recently Cardi B's boyfriend, Stephon Diggs, the wide receiver for the Patriots. He has 4 women pregnant currently at the same time. But he doesn't have the record. What's his name? Tyreek Hill for the Dolphins, I believe, has 9 different IG models who have had kids for him while he's married, since he's been married. And so, it's advantageous for from an ancestral standpoint, it's advantageous for men to do that. But it's not advantageous for women because you can only get pregnant by one guy at a time. That's the difference.
Does he identify as Genghis Khan?
Something like that.
Jesus Christ, like conquer. Yeah.
I do believe it's very difficult for a woman to respect a man who is a stay-at-home father, and it's just going to change the expectation of. I don't want to speak for all women. I would have a very hard time having a man stay at home or making a significant amount of money less than me.
I would respect a man.
I cannot. And also the Travis Kelce situation with Taylor Swift. I will. Anybody want to put money on it? I will be willing to. I'll bet you thousands of dollars. That doesn't make it 5 years. If you guys want to take that bet, I will absolutely take that bet with you.
Do you think Travis does laundry and dishes for Taylor Swift?
Yeah, it's so unfair. I will say this: it's so unfair to take these celebrities and say, okay, well, it's good enough for Cardi B, or it's good enough. Yeah, they're not real people in regards to like what's actually happening with you or I. It's so ridiculous, and I wish people would stop.
Well, I think the same thing happens with the television shows where the 50-year-old woman is having her first kid. I think that's also damaging.
It's an extreme example.
Yeah. But it causes other women to think, well, no, it's not a big deal. I'll just wait till I'm 50. I'll just get IVF. It won't cost anything. The government will pay for it, and I'll just have babies at 50. They believe this. You don't believe me? Go watch Suits. The show Suits. The character Sheila Zass has her first kid at 53 years old, and it's what's going on here? Wait, what? Like I think
first try.
I think that's scary. I think it's actually damaging. That message is actually damaging.
I would agree with that as well. I would agree. I wouldn't respect a man who stayed at home, and in fact, every day I would have a growing resentment towards him.
Yeah, I was gonna
like an extreme example. I'm sure they're extreme. Because
I think what happens is when you switch the gender roles, when the man becomes the guy who's the nurturer and the stay-at-home guy, he's a berry picker, right? Then the woman goes out and becomes the hunter, right? And so what happens is, and this is what just drives me insane with guys like Scott Galloway or Dr. Richard Reeves, they seem to think that we need to encourage that more. We need to see we need to encourage the gender roles, because the gender roles are just they're just social constructs,
No,
right?
they're not.
And so it's ignoring 200,000 years of human evolution, where the man is the hunter and the woman is the gatherer, right? Mm-hmm. And women are the vulnerable sex. Women are the ones that need to be protected, need to be provided for, need to be, have long-term security, right? And you're not going to reprogram 200,000 years of evolutionary, psyche in a woman's mind.
No matter how many iPhones.
No matter what. And so, like, when I'm seeing this, and even Dr. Richard, I've got that one video on tap too, where Dr. Richard Reeves' wife was saying, I need you to be more masculine. Mm-hmm. And he didn't understand that because he wanted to be a good feminist. He thought like supporting her and appeasing her and just basically identifying with the feminine was making him more attractive as a man. Like that's what women want. They want a guy who can be really a more perfected female, right?
No.
And so she has to actually step in and say, I need you to be more masculine. Yikes. And I was just like, this is what I'm talking about. You've had it happen to you, in person. It's an evolutionary dynamic between men and women, because what happens is when you put women into the position of having to be the provider, having to step into the role of the masculine, that guy becomes dead weight. He becomes one of the they're just big children. Yeah, literally they are. They become big children because now he is a resource drain on her rather than it being the other way around.
Well, how does that work? It was interesting the way she even described it in that video. Men are becoming protectors. They're willing to stand behind us. And it's like, that's not a fucking protector. That's a wimp. That's a bitch.
Protector. I'm willing to stand in front of you. Yeah, I'm in front of you with the shotgun. Yeah.
Willing to take the bullet for you if necessary. That's not a protector.
Well, you need polarity in your relationship to endure long term, and it reverses it into a reverse polarity. Well, now you have the feminine leading, And it's probably the worst case scenario.
Thank you, Andrew Wilson. I didn't realize you were going to be on the show today, Andrew.
Yeah. So it is. I mean, if it doesn't lead to divorce, or at least it's going to lead to a dead bedroom, 100%.
What about in same-sex relationships?
There's always a dominus.
Yeah.
There's always you'll notice that even in homosexual relationships, there's always the butch and there's always the femme, right? And there's always the dom and there's always the sub. Even in homosexual relationships, it still mirrors. It's a variation on a theme. Basically, there's always going to be a dominant personality that assumes the masculine, and then there's going to be the submissive, the feminine one in those. Unless you're in a throuple, I guess. I don't. But the thing is like when you look at those, they're still going back to human understanding of how the sex is. Like it's what it's called, gender dimorphism is what it is.
Awesome. We have another offensive video to watch.
Which one is it? Oh gosh, that one. Okay, hang on. Gotcha.
Watched a video and Theo Vaughn said that he believes that women watch murder mysteries because the men are actually committed. That is so true. Actually showing their emotions, shocker. Actually making a plan. Like, these men plan. So I know you guys got it in you. Not only that, he executes it all on his own. He doesn't ask her for help. He doesn't ask for her advice. He don't have her plan it or plan it and then have her do it. He knows what he wants and he goes and gets it. He makes a plan, he's showing his emotion, and he's executing the plan. And holy shit, it's like gore romance. Is that already a niche? I ain't never heard of it. If it is, I think this is accurate. Name one man who ain't a little murderous that does any of that. Haven't met one. Have not ever met one. I think Theo's onto something.
Ladies, do you think that women watch murder mysteries because those men actually commit to something? Anyone?
I mean, I've been watching the Playboy murders.
Yeah. You saw the one with Kim Fattorini?
Yeah. No, I just got to season 2.
Okay. Yeah. Some of the video on the Kim Fattorini, I actually took that video of her.
I saw that episode. I've been wanting to watch this. I remember seeing her on the news.
Yeah.
That's sad, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It is pretty sad.
I don't watch murder mysteries.
You don't watch murder mysteries?
Weird. No, the Playboy murders are really interesting because it's like all these women and stuff, are targeted. Like there's someone that got killed by one of their fans.
Yeah.
And like
it's too close to home.
And there's another one. Well, it's interesting to watch.
Holly Madison hosts the
I
show.
think it's really good to watch as like anyone that's like an SW and stuff because it helps you actually see what to run from. Like, there's an episode of this girl, this woman, and she had her fan calling her nonstop at her house all the time. And her husband's like, hey, stop, babe. Hey, stop, babe. She got whacked. And then there's another woman that ended up in a suitcase from a fan.
There's numerous stories of that from former Playboy models. Yeah.
And then another one got killed by her sugar daddy.
Yeah. And there's also several girls who've killed the sugar daddies.
I saw that one too.
Yes. Courtney
Equal
Taylor.
opportunity killings.
Yeah.
Equal rights, equal fights.
I have a theory about this, but like I want to know as far as like murder mysteries is like any girls like the murder mystery?
Ladies, any of you guys like the murder mystery stuff?
I do like the Dateline ones.
Yeah.
But,
Anyway, you guys watch
husband always
Dahmer
died.
or Ed Gein or anything like that?
No.
Oh, I saw the Ted Bundy one. That was like, oh my god, now I'm like so
But see,
scared.
that's more like true crime. I'm like I'm talking about like if it's like it could be a fictionalized thing, like I don't know, a Baldacci novel or a Patterson novel or something like that, where it's like they're trying to a whodunit, like they're trying to figure it out.
I like the Y-Files, like about aliens.
Okay,
I like
My
that.
friend produces
I have a theory about that too.
The tall whites, they're
No,
after us.
let's say, I'm wondering if they're not confusing like murder mystery with like true crime, because true crime is like would be like 20.
I think she's missing the whole hybristophilia thing. Like these are dangerous men that she find that
they find attractive. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's the very fact that they have the capacity to take another person's life.
So I want you guys to consider, like in an ancestral period, not today, a man willing to do the most violence on your behalf while protecting you is the best bet for you to have children with.
Absolutely.
Right. So you understand that. So there's a piece of you evolutionarily that was passed along to look for that. So that some women, when they see violent men, they find those men to be more attractive.
That's why I hate that stupid dark triad thing. I wish they would stop calling it dark triad. We're making a value call when we look at those.
Yeah.
Those. I mean, those are they antisocial? Yes, they can be
I don't know
antisocial.
because I feel like that kind of crime, the methodical, premeditated, creepy shit like that. No, it's not the same as doing violent things to protect your
Sure,
kids.
sure. But there are, what I'm saying is there's a minority of women that found Richard Ramirez very attractive and threw panties at him. The Night Stalker in East LA.
Luigi now.
Yeah, and Luigi, same thing. When Luigi shot that the CEO of that insurance company in the head, women find him outrageously attractive. It's hybristophilia.
I think he's ugly as fuck.
I don't even think he's ugly.
And the jewel thieves.
I think he's like maybe a 6.5 or a 7, but I don't find him attractive.
You can argue that with his teenage fan
genetically,
club.
are they good looking?
Oh, what a pedophile.
People look like.
Huh?
I don't know what any of them look like. But,
Yeah.
You know, if they're genetically good looking, then that's that.
Well, they got the guy who was the Boston Marathon bomber. That guy, he is a fan club. Richard Ramirez had a fan club. Hell, even Manson had.
Manson had a huge fan club. You guys know how many people Manson killed? Anybody? 0. He killed no one. It was his the family of people. That went to
the followers.
Yeah, his followers did all the killing.
And then it sucks because when he died, he became a god because that was a cult. So now he's
Sort
a god
of.
to those people.
There's not a lot of people left.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that, but it's
Yeah.
like typically it's like he became a god within that cult because it's like, you know, cults when their leader dies, it becomes a god to them.
Sure, but they all went to jail. Most of them.
Oh yeah, I mean, as they should.
One of them put a gun in her hometown in Sacramento. Actually, tried to shoot Gerald Ford in like 1976.
Well, hybristophilia is one of the reasons why
They're in Bell Canyon, the Manson
It's
followers.
one of the reasons why they won't allow female prison guards in with the male population.
I don't think they should.
Because they'll end
They
up
shouldn't.
impregnating them.
They do. So a lot of places still do, but it's minimum security prison.
I think that should be banned because it's like the women, we are the weaker sex. That's not safe for us. Like I don't think there should be women prison guards in a male jail system.
Okay. Thank you, Myron. That's correct.
I mean, like for someone that's been attacked by a man before, it's like they are stronger than us.
Yes.
You cannot defend yourself from a man. I got one good punch in her and I broke my bone, but it was a good punch.
Yeah, I mean, people find it offensive when you say this, but like most women who are like really capable and strong could not take on a 14-year-old boy.
They can be offended. Be offended.
Yeah, it has to do with
Facts or
testosterone.
feelings.
It has to do with nerve endings. It has to do with thickness of bones
Yeah.
and ligaments. It just
we got thinner bones.
I know
We
that
do.
TV shows all these females now. It's all about the female empowerment and
Yeah.
showing all these Marvel characters, and they're, you know, the
Mhm.
woman's always the hero kicking the guy's
Yeah.
butt, and it's just
It doesn't even have to. It doesn't have to be
No.
superheroes. We
It's
watch
so
like you could just
ridiculous.
watch like police dramas and stuff like that. And the girl's like what 98 pounds wet, and she's taking on guys who are easily 200 pounds. I mean, somebody who's got probably a good like 100 pounds on this girl, and they're just throwing them bodily, like doing these. She's just faster than he is. It's like, yeah, she still can't put the kind of.
One of the reasons why I like. Did you guys see Ballerina, the John Wick movie, Ballerina? You should. It's
No.
really good. The reason why I liked it is because she did. Whenever she's fighting a man, she got her ass kicked, and then she'd pull out a gun and shoot him. And I was like, okay, I get this. That makes sense. It's really, I really like that movie. But like, she gets kicked in the chest and just the shit knocked out of her in the beginning of the movie, and then after a while, she's like, I'll just shoot you, and then that will work. I found that to be a little bit better. Do you want to try this one right here?
Which one? Oh, geez, that one. Okay. There you go.
Pretty girl send you a message, bro. They'll stalk your account, bro. They got websites that'll show you everything that you like. They can see the type of girl you like, and they'll create a profile based off of that. So when they reach out to you, you gon' hit them back, bro. And then they like, hey, FaceTime me. And you like, cool, I'll FaceTime you. Then I know you real. Then you FaceTime them, they screenshot you, they'll take their picture off and put some child up there, some bullshit, bro. And then they'll hit you like, hey, if you don't want this to come out, you gotta pay me. Cold game. And you gotta pay them, bro. With AI, bro, this shit look too real. You gotta pay them. You can't have that shit on you, bro. And that shit happening all the time, dog. We did this thing with the rookies this year, bro, where they had like a bunch of screens and it was a different Instagram account on every screen. Each of the players had to go through the Instagram account and figure out which one was real, which one was fake, what's fake about it. And then every one of these accounts really got money from a player, bro. Every one of them was fake. Every one of them really extorted somebody. Like that social media shit, bro, that's scary, dog.
That is scary.
So that is Eddie Curry. He was the first pick in the NBA draft. I forget what year, maybe 03, 04, 05, I can't remember, or maybe 2000. Tyson Chandler, I remember, was the second pick. And he's talking about like, this is a real thing where men are being extorted. Again, they're doing this thing where they're going on there. And I've seen some guys, they'll do a FaceTime call with a girl, but they won't show their face on camera specifically for this reason. And it's this, I think the only saving grace is that we're going to get to a point where there's so much AI manipulation that you can get out of anything you do by saying, no, someone just made that. I didn't do any of that. I think that's where we're headed.
Totally.
I think we're right at the brink of that, like where we can catch Sadia Kahn still, but pretty soon in the future, she's going to have like a point where like you can't tell whether or not she's telling the truth. And it's just getting, and it's so accessible to the general population. These like I don't know if you saw the Martin Luther King like stealing shit videos or the videos of Bernie Sanders talking about big booty Latinas and it's just like it's so easily accessible to the general population that people who are even more advanced can actually make it look where you can't tell the difference between what's going on, what the truth is.
Is her accent even real?
Who?
That Sadia girl?
I'm sure it is. Yeah, I think she's British.
Okay.
I think. I hope.
Well, the men have said that they want the robots. They want the sex robots and the robot girlfriends. Well, you motherfuckers are already getting scammed by the AI. So I don't know how long that's going to last or how well that's going to do.
To watch the freaking AI bots are going to start like, getting their money in.
The
like,
robots
they're going to be the next 304.
Need money for a
No,
purse.
the AI is a thing. How do you defend? Like, think of being a prosecutor. How are you gonna prove a case in the future? Like,
yeah, it's gonna be hard.
It's gonna be
It's gonna be AI.
Hard enough.
So I have to God, Monica, I have to ask you this. So are we like are sex robots going to be a plus or a minus to the human race?
I love this conversation.
So
I've been dying to talk about sex.
Yeah,
I've been dying to talk about the sex robots. Okay, so I deal with a lot of men living in low libido or sexless marriages, and these are men of faith. These are guys who took their vows seriously. They don't want to cheat. They don't want to get something on the side. So I think in these specific situations, I think the sex robots could be a cure for their situation. Or I think it could be a net positive to these sexless marriages.
I agree with the sex robots in a sense to all the angry incels in your guys' comments that I can't say a clap back because they don't realize I was the only white girl in the hood, so I just been clowning some of these incels. I think the sex robots would be great for those guys.
Harper, I think you have something to say here.
I do. I'm a little curious. You remember when like McDonald's gave out the coffee that was like too hot and they got sued for it? So what happens if a robot like goes too hard and something happens? Like, can you sue them for that? Like, what if you get like dismembered or something? You know what I'm saying?
Manufacturer flaws.
Yeah, can you like? Do they have like?
Oh, there's a recall on that model.
Yeah, is there recall? How do you even handle that?
Like, put like a little knob on it, like and more tense, more girth, more like.
Yeah, like I want a more dom. Like what's gonna happen here?
And then a slap me daddy option.
Yeah, I think the discussion about sex robots or AI in general, people are like,
I love AI.
Is AI good or bad? It's like the tide coming in. There is no way to stop it, so it doesn't matter. It's you have to deal with it. Your ancestors will be fucking robots. Almost 100% of them. I know you think I'm full of shit, and I'm not saying I would do it, and I'm not saying my kids would do it, but like our great-great-grandkids, I just want you to think about how awkward puberty is for men and women, and the fact that you can skip all that awkwardness and just have sex with someone who looks human, and you can't tell the difference that they're not.
Like
that
Westworld.
That is obviously, like, you see how many people just default to porn, getting addicted to their phones, taking stuff like Ozempic, getting addicted to drugs, whatever. Humans take the easy way out, always. You think they won't do this? You're out of your mind. This will be, I'm telling you that we're going to have a population just total collapse. And like what you said before about the men at the bottom, what'll happen is, this is what I predict will happen.
I feel like
you'll have massive numbers of unattractive men who will just basically take themselves out of the dating market because of the sex robots. And you'll have men going to a bar and hundreds of women just fawning over them. Like, you're a real man who wants to talk to women, and things will even out just perfectly where it'll be like, the women won't find him super attractive, but there'll be like 3 guys for every girl at the bar. I think that's what we'll end up seeing in the end.
I hate to say it, but I think you're kind of right.
I think the sex robot thing is going to have way more of a pervasive effect on men than women.
But with AI though, it's like if you don't go along with it and get on that train, you're gonna get left behind. AI is gonna take over everything. If you don't get it with your content, with how you organize your day, how you structure your business, build your websites, do your source coding, all that other stuff, you're going to fall in the dust if you don't get on with AI and learn about it. Because AI is going to replace everybody. It's going to replace you. It's going to replace me. It's going to replace all of us here at some point. And if you don't think it is, you're going to be shit out of luck in 5 to 10 years.
I feel like in regards to a sexless marriage, I feel like the women, like we as women, as we continue to grow and age so wonderfully like we already do. I wish there would be like a larger conversation around women taking hormones, specifically testosterone.
Yeah.
Because I think that if we women, if we women
there is
would
a
just
growing
take it, I think there is, and that's
of
even why I
women
felt
that
like I
are
wanted to bring it up.
undergoing
because
perimenopause.
Yes, because if we as women took it kind of into our own hands and said, hey, I have this great husband, I've been with him long term, I love him so much, he's an incredible father, incredible provider, but I am perhaps not feeling that spark or whatever, perhaps something is happening within me and I should continue to discover, because all signs are pointing to this is a loving, wonderful partner that I should theoretically be attracted to. I wish there would be more conversation around that, taking testosterone or taking the estrogen
Usually
or
it's
whatever.
estrogen.
Yeah, because well, it's a combination actually.
It is.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a
Yes.
combination. And if
Progesterone,
we
testosterone.
had a little bit more talk about this a little more openly, I think we would find if like we women just kind of could figure out our own version of Viagra. Again, when we're in a healthy relationship, when there should be good, wonderful, happy, juicy sex happening, and it's just not, and the husband is ready, and for whatever reason the wife is not, if we took that into our own hands, I feel like that would be, because if the men, instead of getting no sex, were just getting a little bit of sex, I think you guys would probably be all right with that. You know,
I feel like as women, we weaponize sex, though. That's the problem. We weaponize
one
it.
of the discussions that you and I have been having, and that just like, gosh, last week on Twitter, when Allie Beth Stuckey decided she wanted to talk about porn problems and how men need to sort of man up and they're better than this, and okay, fine, it's a nice moralistic pep rally speech, but the fact of the matter is exactly what you're talking about right there, is that ladies, have you thought about like maybe like upping your game in the bedroom, like maybe like actually having sex with your husband?
You bring up my point exactly. So I want to do an experiment. I'm sure absolutely under no circumstance would any university in this country ever fund this experiment, even though it would be very helpful to a lot of people. I want to take 10,000 married couples that are having problems, and I want to send them to marriage therapists. Then I want to send another 10,000 couples not to marriage therapy, but instead they both get a personal trainer and hormone therapy. And I would like to see which one of these two cohorts of couples ends up repairing their their marriage. Cool. The one that gets skinny, hot, and horny, or the ones that sit there and talk about, honey, if you take out the trash, I'll give you a blowjob.
Yeah.
Nobody clip that, please. Which one of these two groups is going to do better? And the group that actually gets in shape and fixes their hormones are going to do so much better than the group that goes to marriage therapy. It would end marriage therapy. It would end that whole branch of psychology completely if that happened.
I would even say, even to speak to your point about how you the verbiage that you used, Rolo, about women even upping their game. How about you don't even need to up your game, just be excited to have sex,
right? Well,
just be like,
exactly.
Well, or maybe you don't even need to be excited. You could just, if your husband's kind of giving you the look, just be like, okay, like you don't even say, just give a kiss. You don't even need to be like swinging off of the chandelier, because if you pick well, your husband or your long-term partner is gonna just be like, oh, she smiled at me, like, let's go. Again, within the caveat of an already healthy relationship where everything else is doing pretty well.
Well, I was gonna, more to your point, there actually was a female version of Viagra. It was called the pink pill. Actually, people thought it was going to be the next Viagra. Women wouldn't take it. And they would not take it. It completely evaporated from the market.
But see, this is a thing, and that's why I think we need to talk about this. And it's important for somebody like myself, like a woman, to even say, hey, maybe it might be a little bit our thing to partake of, rather than men.
I think the idea.
I'll tell you why they wouldn't take it is because women's mating strategy or sexual strategy is based on the bigger and better. Like, they got to be in the mood. They got to have, everything has to be specific, right? Taking that pill means you're bypassing all of that selection bias that goes into sex in the first place. So the guy has to look good. I wouldn't expect you as an attractive woman to say, you know what, my husband's kind of overweight right now and he's not really all that appealing. I think I'll just pop this pill and then maybe I'll feel that way. They won't.
That's terrifying.
The choice of having, it was called the pink pill, and I
What
can't
was
remember.
it like? What was its
Yeah,
method?
it was
it a vasodilator? Was it
yeah,
an
it was
estrogen?
It was
What,
basic. It was basically like all I know is it was a female form of
a vasodilator.
Yeah, of Viagra for women. But again, there was two problems. The first one is feminists hated it because they thought people would roofie them or put them in a drink or something like that.
Well,
that was
that's
number
valid.
one. And then the other one is like, even if they could control for that, the married women who would be taking it would be taking, like, single women are not going to take the pink pill, but married women who aren't all that into sex with their partner, now they're gonna take this pill, but it's not the pill that's the problem, it's the natural innate desire to get with that.
Yeah, so there's another, so I don't know if you guys know, the original use for MDMA was to get women to get in the mood to have sex with their husbands. That was the original reason for it. Please look it up. If you guys go on ChatGPT and look it up, that was
true.
That's where Molly came from.
Wow, it's
and,
so true.
And clearly, it fucking works.
Right.
Like go to Burning Man and you can see.
But
also,
testosterone,
so good. Give me a neck massage.
Take it because I take the I get a little pill injection.
I'm on those as well.
Yeah, and like I've never had
why
like
we're
an
super
issue. Yeah, I've never had like an issue having sex or anything or like anything like that. But I've also not been in like a 10-year relationship. I don't know what that looks like. So I can't, again, coming from the standpoint of like, you're in, everything else is good to go. And it's just, you're kind of feeling like maybe a little lackluster or whatever. I do think that something like testosterone could be good for that, but also it is so much fun as a woman to take you do feel like I'm getting up. I'm like, wow, this is so fun.
CJ,
it's like
were
exciting.
You like roar or anything like that? Or
when I first took my first pellet about a month in, I did find myself I think
all right.
Yeah. I think one time I was watching my boyfriend scroll and he like stayed on a picture of like a hot girl too long or something. And in my head, and I don't normally think this, I will say in my head, I was like, what's he looking at? Why is it? This is too long. And who is that? I wonder if they talk. Oh, do you think he messaged her? But I was like, wait, I had enough self-awareness. I was like, fuck, wait a minute. Who is that? In my head, I never think like that. But I will say that extra boost of testosterone, it is a wild ride at first. You do level out. For me, it was about a month, and then I became more cognizant, and I was like, oh, okay, you really gotta don't get too hungry or too tired or whatever. You gotta make sure you're on point. But it's so incredible for so many other reasons too. It really is like so beautiful. Like I would really like encourage
the colors in your world change.
Yeah, it really did, because it's me as a woman, I just got a little taste of like a man that is driven. Yeah, and I found it quite inspiring. I really, really did. And I do find it helpful for like so many other things other than sex, but obviously, it does add to that. And it's just something I wish more women knew about, which is why I do feel compelled to talk about it.
When women ovulate, it's obviously when we're the most horny for obvious reasons, and we're also producing the most testosterone.
Correct. Oh, I
for
didn't know.
that reason. And that feeling, is with the estrogen, and that feeling is the testosterone and the estrogen.
Okay. Yeah, because when you're ovulating as a woman,
it's wonderful.
You feel you're like my hair.
Your
so
skin,
beautiful, and you,
yeah.
Anything you put on,
it's dangerous when I ovulate. I pull some pants down and I was like, "Girl, I'm terrible, dude. I'm a monster."
Have that every day if you want.
I'm a monster. No,
I
but
look at myself
you know what,
in the mirror more when I'm ovulating. I'm like, oh, you're
with
a
the
beautiful
topic,
goddess. Wow, look at how you radiate.
But like, I'm thinking of the topic that we're all talking about sex and stuff, and like the topic about like, is it dead in the bedroom? I asked my friend that question before. I was like, yeah, it is like that. I'm like, man, you sound like you like married the wrong one. And I feel like men married the wrong one in a sense, because it's like either sex like dies or it gets better. And I feel like if you marry the right one, it'll get better. And if she finds herself unattracted to you,
she hasn't gone through menopause.
Girl, I look like I'm like in my 40s? I mean, I know I sound like Jennifer Tilly, but damn.
No.
I feel like I just took a bath in battery acid.
You could be totally attracted
But
to
I'm
a man
also a
and
porn
go to
star,
menopause.
okay? And you gotta understand the type of men that I've like kind of gone through on the roulette table and all that other stuff. Like when what's her name that was just here? Oh my god, the pink pill girl. Jamie, yes, I'm sorry. I'm like really bad at names. When she was saying like money doesn't attract her and it's kind of like unattractive, like dude, like I've went out with guys that have money and they acted like the biggest effing douchebags, and it's just like they talk themselves out of pussy with me.
Yes, that's I've actually seen women do that as well. It's pretty hard to do, but I've seen women talk their way out of it. It's pretty amazing. Anyway, go ahead.
The interesting thing about the testosterone too that the majority of people don't understand is we have, even at our peak, like even in our youth, 20s to 30s, we have a 10th to a 20th of the it's a micro
1/17.
It's a micro sliver of what you guys operate at.
You guys are between
yeah, exactly. I'm like, I kind of get why you guys want to fuck everything now.
You guys are
See,
somewhere.
now you know.
I have a little softness around it.
You guys are between 40 and 100 nanograms per deciliter. We are between 700 and 900.
What did you say
nanograms
the women
between
was?
40 and 100.
Oh no, that's not a natural. It's up, the level is 20 to 50. You can't typically get on those without dosing up
To 100.
to 100.
Yeah.
You have to
Below what I'm saying is below 100 is generally where women are, and men are. But like an average man is 600-700, sometimes 900, depending on.
I feel like everything is hormone related.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Thank you, Dr. Buss. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Buss.
There's
We were
asexual people too.
wondering when Dr. Buss was going to show up. There he
There's
is.
also asexual people too. Like I've met people where the man will have a very low sex drive.
Now,
I mean a lot of people. So it's like the man would have a really low sex drive and is asexual. Will let the woman go have her fun because he doesn't want to fuck because he can't get it up.
That's psychological.
That's
He might be just tired of her.
No. There it's a hormone problem.
Could be.
It is
That's
a
what
no.
I'm saying. There is something underlying that's not right
No.
there. If
No, he got a hormone count.
asexuality.
It's hormones. He got a hormone count. Bloods do not lie.
Okay, so what was his hormone count?
I do not violate people's Fourth Amendment to privacy.
Jesus Christ. Okay, let's watch this.
It's not my business. I'm from the
Figure
hood. I mind my
salary.
own business.
Right. Already said morning routine. Yes. That includes some sort of exercise with group accountability, as well as some sort of very high nutrition.
What the fuck is?
I'm going to say
What she wants in a
smoothie.
man. At least 5'10". I feel like that's generous. I need him to be obviously in very good shape. I need him to have a full head of hair. That's very important to me. Okay. Be a Christian, but not take it too seriously. Like, I don't want to have to go to church every Sunday, but I also I don't want to get into fights over religion either. Sure, of course. I want him to have an impeccable wardrobe. I want his suits to be tailored. I want him to look good in greens and blues. Because those are complementary to what I look good in.
This is on the internet?
Absolutely no jewelry. Okay.
Oh.
Absolutely no tattoos.
Oh.
Okay. Unless the only tattoo that would be acceptable would be a very small tattoo if he were in a secret society at an Ivy League university and was forced to get a tattoo.
Some skull and bones or what?
It's I want him to be from a good family. I'll know what that means when I see it, or what more well said. I'll know what wouldn't satisfy that criteria when I see it. Okay. Urban married, no kids. I want to be his first wife. Our children are going to be his only children. No allergies. Has to like animals. I would prefer that he's a cat person, but if he's a dog person, that's okay. I think that's it. How soon can you find the man that satisfies this checklist?
I normally don't do this, but I think it's safe to speak for all men when I say
Thank you, God, I do not fall in this bitch's requirements. Could you imagine you living your life as the perfect man, almost a demigod, and you're listening to this woman list off her requirements for the perfect mate, and she's describing you? Oh, why have I been trying so hard? This is the person that wants me? Oh my God. But I will say this. If you do find this man, this imaginary man, I'm not gay, but I'll date him. This nigga sounds amazing. He ain't even got no allergies.
He doesn't even have allergies. No, he doesn't even have allergies. Do you understand? Do you understand how crazy this is? Now, I know you guys are going to be like, this was an extreme example. This woman is not classically very good looking, and she's making like that. He doesn't have allergies is the stupidest thing. He comes from a good family. It's not my fucking job. It doesn't matter. I happen to come from a good family, but it wasn't under my control. Yeah. Does that make sense? He needs to be 5'10". That's generous. No, it's generous for you to think you're going to get a guy's 5'10". So that's the part that's really crazy to me. But here's the thing, and I know we're all laughing or whatever. This is indicative of what I see pretty frequently. Is that and again, it's not. I don't think she's a narcissist, but this is a narcissistic quality that she truly believes. And that woman, I promise you, truly believes that she can get and deserves a man like that. And that's what the madness is. Like, I feel like Richard Reeves talks about, education inequality. Dr. Bustle talk about income inequality. I think it's 95% social media. I think social media makes a lot of women believe they can get men to commit to them who they have no chance in hell of getting them to commit. I think that's where stuff like this is coming from. And I believe a girl like her, she probably has doctored photos on social media that makes her think that something like this is even remotely possible. Either that or she's being fed nonsense at, like, I don't know, some group she goes to.
I guarantee you the guy she gets with still doesn't knock off one of those.
Of course not.
Checklist.
Yeah. Of course not. Or she doesn't get with anyone. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, do you guys see this before? Do you have any friends where you talk to them, you're like, hey, I think
100%.
you think you're a little bit delusional? Go ahead, Summer. What do you see them?
I just I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, but
Okay.
I know some people that are on dating apps, and they have very high expectations, for sure. Very, very high.
Anybody else here talk to? I'm sure you talk to women with unrealistic expectations of their man. Maybe
not necessarily, because I typically only hang around married women.
Yeah.
So I can't speak to this much.
I have a couple girlfriends that are currently dating in LA, and I have a gal pal who was dating people her age, and then said, I want a really wealthy man, and then she kind of set on that goal. She found a really wealthy, much older man. She was with him, and then she, after a few years of that, was like, well, I want it all. I want the money. I want the hot, sexy body. I want the soul connection and all this. And it's just like, okay, well,
I mean, I think
you probably are not going to be able to have it all, but perhaps, you could have like 3 out of 10.
We know someone who was on Selling Sunset who had a baby with Nick Cannon.
Yes. Yeah. I know her, like third party.
Yeah, for sure. That's crazy. Like, to me,
is it? I get it. I mean, if she wanted stability, she doesn't seem to place importance on like a 2-parent.
Okay, then
household.
in that case, she's being
stability.
realistic. Just as long as she's being realistic about it.
I think I actually really commend. We're talking about Brie TSC.
Yeah.
I actually really commend the way that she handles herself in that relationship. For the most part, I don't hear her speak ill or down on him. She maybe says some unflattering things.
I mean, how could she? She knew what she was getting into.
Exactly.
She didn't.
Exactly.
I hope to Christ she didn't think that she was going to get commitment from Nick Cannon.
I've never had a one-on-one conversation with her about that particular subject, but I'm confident that she did. And I think all her needs are met, as far as the ones that she deems are important. And I think she kind of understood that she could potentially have a child with him, and that she would have a stability in that way. Her child would be provided for. And I actually commend the way that she went into that relationship, because I think they had probably a few open conversations, and he said, this is what I'm available for. This is what I can do. And she said, yes, went forward with it. And therefore she's kind of happier than a lot of other people I know in LA.
That. Yeah, she's not disillusioned. She's not being lied to.
Exactly. So for that, I mean, is it does it look a little uncomfortable? Is it probably nothing that you or I might be interested in getting ourselves into? Correct. But this is like a woman whose most of her needs are met, which is more than what I can say for many other people, especially the women in LA.
Yeah. So she's not disillusioned. I will say this though. If I had a client and he was someone who was he was considering dating one of Stefan Diggs' baby's mamas, Tyreek Hill's baby's mamas, Nick Cannon's baby's mamas, I would highly recommend against that.
I think that that's fair also too.
Yeah.
I think it would be hard as a woman to then kind of go and date another guy and say, I want to be married and I want, like, you know, because you're kind of,
or hanging out with the kids and then Nick Cannon comes over. Like that's the other part that I think would be very difficult as well. Chris Brown stopping by. Oh, well, he used to fuck my wife and he's coming by to hang out with the kids.
Right.
Like I think that would be a little bit emasculating.
It's hard to, I would think it'd be hard to move on as a woman from that. Like you're kind of, I would think, and it is kind of what it looks like, is that she's comfortable being, you know, one of the baby mamas, and she's good with that, and she's like doing her own thing.
Yeah, no, I agree, but I'm just saying, like that's that sort of.
I could see from a male perspective.
Yeah, if I see a woman who's comfortable with that configuration, I can't be in a partnership with her. That doesn't make any sense.
But she's even commented that she's like, that's her relationship. She's in a relationship with him, as far as she's concerned.
I've heard her speak on that as well.
Yeah,
she's pretty interesting, honestly.
No, it is like
it's like very low drama.
She feels that she's in a committed relationship from her side of things.
Okay,
she's in a committed relationship with him. She's not interested in dating anybody else. She's not interested in, like, you know, looking for someone like another significant partner. In her mind, she's in a committed relationship with her, and she's pretty clear about it.
Got it. Okay, nice.
It's a unique perspective.
It is. Yeah.
Let's do one more, and then I got to go eat.
What do you think of the male loneliness epidemic? I'll tell you. Here's the thing: if the men were hard workers and they were willing to put themselves together in a way that was attractive, then they wouldn't be lonely. Don't you see? It's more. They should call it the male apathy era. That's the real issue. That's the real issue. It's that they just straight up don't want to work. They don't want to work on themselves. They don't have fun or interesting hobbies, and then they're worried. They're wondering, like, how come no woman wants me? Well, because why would they? The fuck? Do you see what I'm saying? You don't even have to be that good looking as a man. You could just have money in the bank, and then you'll be so attractive. You'll be so tall. You'll be so handsome. You'll have the bluest eyes. Whatever. All right, if you got money in the bank, that's it. It's just it's if you're only ugly as a man if you're broke. Don't you get it? Don't you see that? All right. So if you just worked on yourself such that you can make money in this world, women will find you attractive, and they ought to. And that's only fair, don't you think? So you are only lonely because you can't make enough money. That's it. All right. If you could make money, you could afford better clothes. You can afford a fucking hairstylist. You can afford a skincare routine. My God, you can afford to have a little bit of a hobby here and there that makes you interesting or useful in any fucking way. All right? It's just they don't want to do anything. They're useless as all get out, and they have financial troubles constantly, and they're relying on their parents for income, and then they wonder why women don't want them. What a mystery. I don't even need Scooby-Doo to see that. That's fucking obvious. Of course you're lonely. You're not reliable. The fuck?
All right, so Russell's a good friend of mine. We went to dinner, or we hung out at Boa the other night with Mia Dio. I don't know if you guys know who she is. She's really awesome. She's the one who has the fake Russian accent and has that big long rose and starts talking about being a gold digger.
Yeah. Life's rich.
Yeah,
life's the bitch,
marry rich. And just it's funny listening to him talk about that. You're just married. You're just like whatever. It's really funny because he's very talented at bringing that up. I do think it's an oversimplification. I think he also knows it's an oversimplification. The male loneliness epidemic also has to deal with men not having male friends as well. And I think it actually has to do with two different things. Number one, I would highly recommend you guys check out this book. It's by Jonathan Haidt. It's called The Anxious Generation, and it goes over the incredible damage that happens to children when they have a cell phone through puberty. Let me say that one more time. You get a cell phone before puberty starts. You have it through puberty. Now you have developed a brain that's where you get the brain rot. I did not have my first cell phone until I was 23 years old. Okay. So I was through puberty. My brain had been more developed. And what you're going to see in a lot of cases with the male loneliness epidemic is as the world becomes less IRL, meaning in real life, and becomes more virtual, your ability to sense what's going on in the room, who likes me, who doesn't, who I can be friends with, and who I can approach, it becomes that social cues. That social cues start to dull with men, and it affects men more than women. If you look like some of you ladies do, men will approach you. It doesn't matter if you are fully autistic, men will still approach you. So you are not going to suffer as much from when women are awkward, men will still date them. The awkwardness does not hurt women to the level that it hurts men, especially very attractive women.
It's okay. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
I felt that so hard. I'm so awkward myself. And I'm just like, damn, I feel that. That's so true.
One of my favorite stories. I had Jaron. He's a converted flat earther. He used to believe the earth is flat until he went to Antarctica and saw the sun go around the horizon. And he came on my show and he was talking about dating in the Flat Earth Society. And he was like, there was this one girl, she's like super hot. And she goes, yeah, I went on a date with a guy. And then I told him it was a flat earther and it didn't seem to matter. Like he still wanted to hang out with me. I was like, yeah, no shit. That's the way it works. Like you guys, ladies, you can get away with so much and be attractive. Whereas for men, if we're awkward, like remember what Jamie said before, he was good looking, then he opened his mouth and then all of a sudden he wasn't attractive. We can talk our way out of being attractive very easily. And how does that happen? Because we don't understand social cues. We're not charismatic and we don't have a lot of IRL conversations. At least Zoom, you can at least see people's facial expressions or whatever. It's these TikTok comments, it's these YouTube comments. So I think that has more to do with the male loneliness epidemic. And the idea is like, because the problem is, his audience is female, obviously. Russell's audience is female, huh?
Yeah,
it's almost entirely female. Yeah. And he's speaking from their perspective. And for their perspective, here's the answer. Why don't all men just become rich? Right? What is it? Paris Hilton, she had the shirt on, stop being poor. It's like that. It's like, why don't you all just be rich? And of course, it doesn't work like that. Then there's a lot of men that are left behind. I think that's the second reason why there's a male loneliness epidemic is because women have unrealistic expectations about who they can get to commit, not who they can get to have sex with. They can have sex with Nick Cannon. They can have sex with Tyga. They can have sex with Machine Gun Kelly. They can have sex with whoever. They can have sex with these men. They cannot get these men to commit. And because of that, that's where you find this delusional mismatch. And that's why we get into these problems, which leads to the bottom group of men getting no attention. And that's where the male loneliness epidemic comes from.
I feel like I just took a bath in battery acid.
That's right.
That's right. Incredible. Summer, do you have a good time on the show?
I did, yeah.
Summer, I didn't seriously think you were going to show up. I'm very happy to see you here. That was awesome. Guys, I'm glad that hopefully we'll have you on again very soon. Casey, do you have a good time on the show?
Yes, always.
Good. Yeah. Glad to have you here. Did you have a good time, Monica?
Oh, great time. Thank you.
Good. Let us know if you want to do any podcasts in the future. Yeah. I'm interested in your shows. Very cool. Tiffany.
It was great. It did not feel like battery acid.
No, it did not.
It did not. It was the opposite of battery acid. It was very fruitful. Yeah. I mean, I am nasty, but I mean in the best ways possible.
You are the best TradCon porn star I've ever met.
I know. I cook and I clean. Ro, see my food. Ro, how good is my cooking? How good is it?
She makes good spaghetti.
Good.
It's good spaghetti, good chicken.
The lesbian or Lebanese princess. What did you think of the show?
I think we decided on both, and it was a great show.
It was a great show. Great to have you. And CJ.
It was a good show.
Yeah, I think things went very orderly in this episode.
A little too orderly. I'm going to be honest. A little too orderly.
Yeah.
Could have been a little more chaotic. I
You
never
need
thought
more
I
chaos?
would come on here and say that, but
It's because I don't
perhaps in the
insult
future.
anyone. I think that's the problem. I should take after
need more
Sadia Kahn.
insults.
I need to take after Sadia Khan. You're all hoes.
Oh my
I can't
God.
believe you do this. You'd be nothing without me. Man.
I feel like we don't.
You look like you're into animal porn.
You're into animal porn.
But we don't need to fake degrees. We just fake orgasms.
Mm.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, we do sometimes for
Sadia
porn.
You
probably
need to
does.
teach these men.
Yes.
You need to not have
Yes.
fake orgasms.
I have real orgasms when I have like the sex that I choose to have with people, but sometimes for the movies you have to because porn sex isn't that good. Everyone thinks porn sex is great. Sometimes it can be, but it's really not.
Porn sex is great.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Tiffany,
Yeah.
but I do appreciate the fact that you fake orgasms. That's terrific.
I mean, I
She
can't.
loves her work.
It's incredible.
She loves her work.
Guys, one more time coming up in the next couple weeks. If you guys want to come, I still don't know what I'm doing, but I promise you it'll be fun. The auditions for the Spearmint Rhino on Wednesday the 19th.
Really bullshitting. You know what you're doing.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to be there. I'm the host of the audition, so a bunch of girls are going to come and audition at the Rhino. Because I'm trying to, I just hosted an event at Sapphire the other day. And so if you guys want to come to that and check it out. Also on the 29th of November, if you guys want to come see a really great cause and a super cool party with 2,000 people, come to the Teddy Ball in San Diego. It's a lot of fun. It's not quite the girl to guy ratio like Babes in Toyland. It's a bit of an older demographic, but it's like the San Diego prom. And I love San Diego as a city, so it gives me an excuse to go to San Diego twice a year. Thirdly, guys, on the Midnight Mission, this is the granddaddy, the oldest Babes in Toyland, that one they've been doing for 16 years. The Babes in Toyland Midnight Mission one, we collect toys and literally put the toys into a, this is why I've heard these people say this before. I just want to make sure you guys understand how above board Babes in Toyland is. They take the resources, whatever the gift cards for the, you know, the animals or the toys for the kids, they literally put it in an 18-wheeler that night and then deliver it to the homeless shelter the next morning. There's no, what I'm saying is there's no transaction. Like Steve Fowler never actually touches the toys. They deliberately go back. So there's no shadiness or whatever. I've heard people say, actually the people who said this lost their fucking YouTube account. Thank God. But yeah, there's no shadiness. These completely above board if you guys want to check on that. And then that will be December 4th in Los Angeles at Academy. On December 11th at On the Record will be Babes in Toyland for Toys for Tots. The United States Marine Corps is going to be sending a bunch of men in uniform to come collect toys for Toys for Tots on December 11th at On the Record inside of Park MGM. If you guys want to come to that, you guys welcome to come to any of these things. They're charity events. This is the main thing we host are charity events. So we're excited to do several more of those. This weekend coming up is going to be F1 here in Las Vegas. Ooh, yeah. So that should be fun, not being able to drive across the city for fucking 3 or 4 days
from Las Vegas. Yeah, everything's locked down.
It's time to leave the city for a little while. So that should be good. What do you have coming up?
Just remind you that the new book's out on Amazon right now. And again, the Audible will be available on December 10th.
One last thing. If you guys are in Los Angeles and want me to come do your podcast around December 4th, let me know and I'll come do that. And any of you guys in Dallas, I've already had people hit me up. If you're in Dallas from the 24th to the 28th of November and you want me to come on your podcast, hit me up and I'll come on there. So just message me and then I'll set that up. I like going traveling and doing podcast tours. Awesome. Anybody else? Cool. Anybody? By the way, any of you guys who are at Origin Podcast Studios where we are now, you want me to come on your podcast? I will whore myself out to anyone.
Me too.
I will say whatever I need to say. I am not so rich that I will not whore myself out.
I would actually volunteer for that as well.
Yeah. Okay. You guys want CJ Sparks, the host of Inside OnlyFans, which is 50 times bigger than my podcast for obvious reasons. You guys can reach out to CJ and come on her show as well.
And Jamie just hit us up and said thank you for being. She had a good time.
Okay, good. Jamie Lynn had a good time. That's incredible. She has a real job, so she has to go to bed, and she has to get up and work out in the morning at 6 a.m. or whatever. Like boyfriend. Like it's so funny. Her boyfriend is, when I say her boyfriend's good looking, you know the Chippendales advertisements. It's not the Chippendales advertisements of a bunch of guys on a billboard. It's him. It's just him by himself. He's so good looking that he has a billboard by himself. Her boyfriend does. Good looking. Yes, it's pretty amazing. She's like, I don't like guys who are rich. I'm like, yeah, okay, I can see that. You know,
when are we doing this again?
We are doing this, I think, December 10th. So the day before Babes in Toyland. Next week, we're not going to do it. The week after that is Thanksgiving week. The week after that is Babes in Toyland in Los Angeles. So I won't be here. And the week after that is going to be Babes in Toyland in Las Vegas. So we'll do it the day before Babes. Yep. And we'll have all the Babes in Toyland girls come on the show. Awesome. To do that. So one more time, guys, glad that you guys were able to come on the show. You can check him out. You can check out the Rational Male series of books. You guys can check out the Michael Sartain podcast. Do not watch it at work. Please, you will get fired from your job. It is not safe for work. And for those of you who are interested in building an amazing social circle and figuring out how the fuck I'm able to get this many girls to come on the show on a regular basis, how I'm able to host Swimsuit USA Paradise Challenge, how I'm able to host Babes in Toyland, the Teatro parties, the Maxim parties, how I get invited to host all those things, go to moamentoring.com. If you want to build an incredible social circle without using drugs, alcohol, or money, and if you're short, brown, from a small town, and not classically good looking, we've got the program for you guys. Can check that out. And I will see all of you guys in 3 weeks. Peace. We will see you guys in 3 weeks.
God wants you to have the baby.
Definitely not.